You gotta set the stage for this one, Todd. You gotta give us a good update intro here.
All right, go. Oh no, we're actually live right now. Let's do this. Welcome back, friends. Welcome back, players. Welcome back, viewers. Welcome back, listeners. Thank you so much for joining us tonight for a rather intense experience. We are on the Spines, the island ruled by dragons. A whole cadre of dragons, in fact, dragon siblings. You have been playing one favor against another favor, Pilke versus his sister Vesra. And in this moment, having angered Pilke, having gone through so much to get here, only to discover that one of your own members is a betrayer. This member has really been with you since the beginning, but due to the actions of the Inquisition, one of the factions, they were replaced surreptitiously by a doppelganger known as Vostlo. Vostlo has been following his own mission, trying desperately to achieve the goals of both his own kin and what his companions thought would be success. Now they are at the pinnacle. They have returned to Pilke with the prize of his sister's prized possession. But in doing so, and as part of the cost, angering the massive black dragon. Before that could come raining down upon them in fury, the tenuous truce held between Vostlo and the rest of the party crumbles. And suddenly, you have the interest of the ancient, massive creature in front of you. It deems it worthy that this dispute amongst mere mortals be settled by trial by combat. Your companions look on, frustrated that they can't dive in and help, at least not without risking everything. Welcome back. Let's meet the table. All right, everybody, how'd I do? Yeah, tense.
Yeah.
All right, let's meet everybody.
Edge of my seat.
Yeah. Oh, that's what that is. Okay. All right. So let's go around the horn nice and fast. We'll find out who people are, and then we're gonna dive back in. Let's just start off over here. Tillman with Dave Tillman with Carl.
With Carl.
I have so many names.
So, as Todd introduced, Carl, yes, playing Dave Tillman, your resident Tortle, Twilight Cleric, with Pasha for the angry.
He's such a chill dude, and yet he's so angry.
Sitting back and watching the Rogue on Rogue.
I think there are websites for that. All right, let's jump over to just above me here with Bella.
Hi, everybody. I'm Bella.
Oh, sorry, I gotta fix your face. My bad.
Uh-oh.
That's okay. We'll keep going.
I'm playing Isolde, and she is a young but energetic, bumbling blood hunter, and she is really having a hard time right now sitting back and not doing anything and helping the person whom she sees as her mentor. So yeah, I don't know, we'll see what happens.
All right. And you'd only just recently learned about the betrayal, so it's hitting you pretty hard in this moment, just slowly putting all the pieces together. All the moments on the travel of what you thought was Rook, bonding, sharing meals, sharing laughs, He was always very good at talking to you, drawing you into the group, and you're trying to reconcile that now. All right. And that is Isolde, the half-elf blood hunter. Okay, let's keep going around the horn. Next up will be Tihmily. Welcome back.
Glad to be back. I am playing Hilda Bonebraid, a paladin who happens to be a med school dropout, and I guess also kind of frustrated that she can't get in there and knock not Rook 1-2 of a 1-2 punch.
It's true. You've known him a while, and so for him to turn out this way is extremely frustrating, I imagine. And then
yeah, well, not as long as X,
not as long
but
as the next person, which will be Steve. Oh, wait, hold on. Camera's got all weird. Why? My camera's got all weird. Hold on. Okay, keep going.
Real person. Yeah. Still playing Gex. Gex has come to kind of the apex of his life in a way right now. You know, wanted adventure, and what's more adventurous than a fight to the death? I mean, that's got to be exciting, right? And so, yeah, he's put his life on the line for what he sees as being an honorable cause. And yeah, so far it's going. So far, he's middling, I would say, in the attempt.
Yeah,
Made a few tactical errors, but he's you know, what do you expect from a guy whose background is either a farmer, an artisan, or who knows what? You know?
pickpocket, farmer, artisan, lover. It's hard to tell.
Yeah.
All
You know,
right.
maybe part of the problem is there he was too busy thinking about his kids in the middle of a fight, and he just needs to focus. I don't, you know.
Actually, in this moment, you're huddled in a corner of a semi-broken tower, and you're bleeding badly from several wounds from the arrows, and you're getting a little lightheaded from all the blood loss, and you're kind of, these thoughts are passing through your mind as you're trying to catch your breath, knowing that a creature, a trained killer, lurks not far away, hunting you. And that brings us round to Gordon.
Hey, Gordon playing Vostlo. I'd say that if I was to kind of take it from Vostlo's perspective, he's probably a bit frustrated, quite a bit frustrated. He stuck his neck out to save the group from being eaten by the dragon, and he got repaid by being challenged to a duel to the death. But if that's the way it goes, he'll take that challenge.
They just don't appreciate all the things you've done. Now, to
They
your
just don't.
credit, thank you, Gordon, for rolling with the punches, because this got sprung on you, and you are leaning in, so I appreciate that. All right. And that brings us round to, also, I'm the DM. Look, it says even there. So tonight we are going to see where this goes right after this.
Dun dun dun.
The dragon perched atop this tower, shifting its weight. The stone creaking and cracking, falling in small chunks, raining down, some of it landing outside, some of it bashing down, almost hitting Rook. Almost hitting Gex. The shifting weight knocking stones loose as it kind of tries to vie for position, trying to keep eyes on that sneaky rogue fight. You're both wounded from the last exchange, and I think there's going to be a brief pause in the battle as there's this moment after this intense exchange of words, and you're catching your breath, and the dragon you can hear it huffing and breathing in its excitement, in its enjoyment of the tense moments. Yes. It has been some time since I witnessed such stealthy cunning. Which one of you wants it more? Which one of you will prevail? You amuse me almost as much as you offend. Carry on.
Gex. Gex.
And I shall be
Gex.
kind. I shall only devour the loser.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Magnanimous.
I am, aren't I? As the dragon eyeballs Hilda, the dwarf paladin, standing there. All right, so in this moment, let's jump over to the people who've been watching this vicious exchange of like moments of silence followed by accentuated by moments of sheer violence. Isolde, Dave, Hilda, what is it that you want to do? Is there any kind of planning? You have a few seconds where the dragon seems somewhat distracted. What is it do you want to say anything to each other? What do you want to do?
We literally can't do anything.
You're
We're
welcome
not
to try.
supposed to.
We're not supposed to. How far are we?
We're just over here.
So you stand about
We're all
15 feet away
Yeah,
from
we're-
an altar, a massive 20-foot-long altar on which many
Where's
sacrifices
not
have
Rook?
probably been done. Not Rook. The last you saw him was somewhere off to your immediate left, almost even with you, on this round, almost like a raised stage platform, like a coliseum kind of raised up platform in the middle, surrounded by old buttresses and walls and some creaky old half-rotten platforms on which actually some of the various cultists, the members of the dragon's cult, the worshippers of Pilkey, are busy watching and in some cases kind of not cheering but kind of like whispering and hissing along as you can see scattered around you several of these members, some of them directly behind you to your left, and the rest kind of scattered around the different platforms. You can also see just immediately to your left, Isolde, is Kato, the drow elf follower who had accompanied you over to gather this pearl from Vesera, who then caught up with you after she was held back. So, you've got a few seconds as the dragon is monologuing. You can kind of turn and get a few words into each other. What do you want to do?
Well, I would like to. Would I notice any of the followers that are close by and see if they're whispering anything that might affect the ongoing show?
Do a perception check for me.
That is a good point.
22. That's pretty good. So you can see them. The closest ones are about maybe 10 feet away. Two of them who had they'd kind of guided you into this place, and then they took a little bit of distance off the dais. Presumably, they don't want to get too close to any of the wrath that might be incurred. Although the dragon, while extremely mad by your initial message, has now seemed to have cheered up quite a bit, and so is enjoying the imminent murder. So those two are kind of whispering to each other. You don't happen to speak Draconic, do you?
No.
Unfortunately, they tend to speak mostly Draconic, although you have heard them speak some Common as well. On the opposite side, almost behind Pilkey over here, you can see several members standing kind of on an old bleacher. You see leaning on a wall another member, kind of perched up at the top of another platform. You can see a couple more members if the whole dais, massive raised platform battle zone was a clock, they would be scattered at 11, 2, 3, 4, and then you're at about 6 o'clock, and then the ones that are closest to you are at about 7 o'clock. The last you saw of not Rook, Vostlo, was at about 8 o'clock, and you saw Gex scoot into the center tower, which, although broken and half-formed, is still mostly intact on the ground floor, and even some of the second and third floor of this tower in the middle actually taking up maybe about 20-foot diameter of this massive round dais of about, I'd say, almost 70 feet across from side to side. And on top of that is perched Pilkey, trying to get a look around. It actually sticks its head in through a second floor window in its speech a second ago, looking in, presumably at Gex, where you saw him kind of crawl his way in on the first floor.
Okay, so I don't see anything that could help out Gex.
Immediately, you could. Are you looking for like a tactical advantage? Are you looking for a distraction?
Let's go with tactical advantage.
All right. Some of the stones are quite loose, and as such, it's probably. I mean, if you could shift some of them, they might fall down and cause a distraction. You could try to get, you could try and influence. The dragon is definitely keen on watching Gex and Vostlo whenever they show themselves, but the rest of the time when they're hiding, even they generally manage to evade the dragon's sight at points. So it's kind of scanning back and forth. It doesn't seem very concerned with the other people watching, or even you in this exact moment.
Would the dragon like some additional entertainment when the two rogues are not perhaps in view? Let's go, Tillman. Rock show right here.
Rock show.
I like it.
You want me to perform?
Hilda's just like, follow my lead, and punches
Everybody
Tillman.
just start fighting everywhere.
I mean, the dragon seems to be pretty entertained by these two. Maybe. You're certainly welcome to give it a shot. You can all see the map now, yeah?
I'm gonna be,
Okay.
I'm gonna be doing something a little bit more distractionary. When I see not Rook or Vostlo, should use his real name. When I see Vostlo go to attack, like as soon as he's no longer concealed and I see him attacking in some way, I'm going to use one of my reactions as a blood hunter.
Nice. All right. So you've got that all prepped up, waiting for the moment.
It's called Blood Curse of the Eyeless.
Nice.
Where I can roll a d6 to reduce his attack.
Yeah, fair. All right, so you prep that up. You're doing this. I will say this, with a 22 perception, Tillman, something is almost like the crickets coming on of the night. This strange sensation just buzzing quiet in the background, just drawing your attention as you're looking over, trying to spot some advantage. And you can just hear and sense this feeling. There's something on the edge of your awareness, and you're not quite there, but it's like it's almost this voice that comes on in the still. And you can't quite make out what the words are, but it's close.
Hey man, you guys hear that?
Do we hear it?
Yeah,
Perception.
I can barely hear someone speaking. I don't recognize the voice.
I don't hear anything, Tillman.
Weird, man.
We gotta focus. We gotta help.
Yeah.
All right, but
exactly.
I'll pick this way, I guess, or wanting to move where I heard the whispering.
Sure. It seemed to come from your left. Just that's why you first turned and asked Isolde, because she's immediately to your left. She's about 5 feet away.
Mm-hmm.
And then Kato, and then the other people you were just looking at. And there's that sensation of something, almost like the lights are somewhat dimming in your eyes. But unfortunately, that's all you get at this particular moment. Something is drawing your attention away into your left. All right. Vostlo. Gex. Everyone, actually, as a fresh round, since we've got everyone here now, I'm going to ask you, let's roll initiative.
Facepalm.
And then
You're welcome, Hilda.
and we'll get back in.
Facepalm me.
You missed it. I know.
Gex, 20. Call him out.
Dang. That's 13.
How the fuck did I get 14?
Tillman, 14. Hilda, 13. Vostlo,
Gord.
22.
Isolde, 21.
Oh, Isolde sandwiched right in between. You guys are making me squeeze that in there. All right. All right. Okay, so coming up first, Vostlo. You weren't officially hidden, but you have ducked behind the wall, kind of ringing around the outside of this. It's only about 6 feet tall, so you have to stoop a little bit to be fully out of sight. There's a small tree growing just to the south of you. You've already hidden in there once and dodged around a few attacks. It rings around as you continue clockwise around. You currently can just see some of the cult members almost immediately due west of where you are. Just back towards where the others are standing up on the platform, but these two on the ground. You've lost sight of Gex. What do you want to do?
Right. I'm going to use... I know that he had just ducked into the tower. So... I am going to... use my full move.
So you're running clockwise around, it's almost like a crouch run. Yep.
Yeah. And then I'm going to now use my bonus action to dash.
Sure. And are you stealthing?
Now I'm going to stealth.
Okay, so you can. I'll roll that as part of your bonus action. Otherwise, you would have definitely startled the cultists that are sitting there at about 11 o'clock on the wheel, as it were. So go ahead and roll your stealth.
Okay. $16.
All right. Okay, interesting spread. So the one that is closest to you is as you come around the corner from the wall, you almost bump into them. You knew they were there vaguely, but you come around the corner. It's not that it's not their presence that is a little jarring at first. It's that they are so intent in this moment of watching everything going on. And there's another littler one, almost kobold-like in size, right next to this other. This one is a massive dragonborn, slender but tall, easily 7 feet tall. Arms kind of perched on this old railing that's rickety and rattling under his weight. And then he is completely oblivious, even as you almost bump into him. And in that moment, you're like, all right, I'm good. And then the kobold spins its head, turns and looks directly in your eyes. And there's a moment there. And it's weird. It's like, okay, so the mechanics are nat 1 and nat 20 on my roll. And so as you come around the corner, the large one is completely oblivious to you. But the tiny one knew you were there the whole time, and as you came around the corner, looks at you in the eyes. And you swear to God you hear something in your head as it locks eyes with you. And you're doppelgangers, you're pretty telepathic. I need you to do an insight check for me. You have advantage. Dual 16s. Apparently all you're rolling is 16 tonight. That might be good news. It's so intense, you don't actually know what to make of it. It's this weird flood of language and meaning and depth and age. And it almost stops you in your tracks for a moment and throws you off your game. I need you to do a wisdom saving throw, please.
Wisdom saving throw.
And since you've been rolling 16s, that's going to be the DC.
16.
Oh my god. Another 16. Okay.
Oh,
the tide
what?
is turning. You manage to you start to shift. You're like, it was such a shock of seeing this tiny little kobold with this sense of depth and breath. It's almost knocks the wind out of you as you take a step back, having locked eyes with this thing, and this flood of language and words and age and pressure in your head causes you to step backwards, but your body doesn't move for just a second. Instead, your soul retreats back, and you find yourself plunging down that kind of tunnel into which you felt yourself forced before, whenever Rook takes you over, and you instinctively claw at the edges of the walls, trying not to fall back into the abyss, and you can hear and feel Rook pressing against. In that one moment, Rook says something to Vostlo. What does Rook say?
Oh, before it's too late.
And then a second later, Vostlo just pulls himself back into himself. And you are not possessed by Rook. And you're just standing, nose to snout, with this tiny little kobold that blinks at you with these strange, kind of metallic, golden copperish eyes. You do still have the rest of your dash movement if you want. But I will say this, it's slown you off, it has thrown you off enough that you're, oh no, you already did 16 stealth check, so that's already the same. So
yeah, it's all done.
I'm gonna say you can duck and hide on the edge of that platform, but those three are not gonna be, well, the one is totally oblivious. The other two will who are standing there, the little kobold and an attending human, seem, they see you, but no one else seems to yet.
Okay, so that's fine. But as I'm ducking, I want to see are there any entryways from this side of the tower?
You see, and I'll draw a little freehand thing in, I guess, brown. Not far underneath the outstretched wing of the dragon, you see a doorway, completely devoid of door, just an open archway. On the second floor, you do see some openings, some holes, and the third floor is pretty much sheared off at a bit of an angle. So there is a doorway on your side. And if you actually immediately manage, like from your angle, you can just barely not see Gex. But you can see into the tower, and you don't see him yet.
Okay. So it's an open doorway, and I can't see him just yet, but I can.
No.
Can I hear him?
Do a perception check, and that'll be the last thing you can do this turn.
Okay.
Ooh,
not good.
Natural 1.
Oh, wow.
You don't know where he is. In fact, there's something just every time you kind of blink, you see those weird golden copper eyes, and you feel them on your back. Everything else is kind of throwing you off. All right, that's your turn. Up next, Isolde. What do you do?
I'm gonna just try to somehow.
Sorry, do a perception check for me. I want to see if you can see Vostlo. With a 12, unfortunately, no. You don't know where he went.
Yeah,
you
I
knew.
didn't think so.
Yeah, but you can see the dragon. You can guess where Gex is. You're free to move. What do you want to do?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to move just as stealthily as possible, not to draw the attention of the dragon over to here.
Okay, so you're gonna start
Like in
going
this area.
counterclockwise. Okay.
Yeah.
So you start to move that way, and you cross in front of Tillman and Hilda. As you're walking away, you've been standing next to Kato, and as you walk away, you kind of cast a glance towards Kato, and she is sitting there rapt, watch it, like almost locked on Pilkey at the top, with this look. You just kind of notice that she's paying attention there. You'll have to spend more time looking her if you want to, or you can keep on going.
Oh, I want to insight. Actually,
So
before I take off, I will
Yeah.
try to figure that out first.
sure, go ahead and roll insight. I'm gonna give you no, just straight roll. Straight roll.
21.
21. That's pretty good. You're looking at Kato, and you just kind of glance, and you see her staring, eyes locked on Pilkey, and you're kind of expecting reverence or something like that. She's a dragon cultist, after all. And you look at her, and you don't see what you expect. You see spite. You see a malicious enjoyment as she's looking up at Pilkey.
That he's not happy? Is
It
that
seems
my
that way.
sense?
Yeah. He's not living up to his bargain. He seems less irritated now that the blood sport is on. But he was incredibly angry when you passed on that message. And now it's watching the fallout.
I'm gonna ask her, is there anything we can do to turn the fate of this?
That does not beat your insight. She seems distracted and bothered by your words as she's been just drinking in Pilkey's experience. And she, as you kind of force her attention away for a second, she kind of... And she says, she kind of half snarls for half a second in your direction. And then her lips curl back into this smile on her elven features. She's like, the cards are laid. Let's see what happens. And she turns back. Oh, your microphone is up. Can't hear you.
I am still gonna move, but I'm
Sure.
just gonna move to here on the other side of Hilda.
Okay, you casually slide over. All right, you still that's your move. I'm gonna say if you're quick about it, you can have an action, perhaps a bonus action, either one of those. The pause is probably gonna eat up one of those two. What do you want to do?
Yeah. I am gonna hold my action if I see Vostlo attack.
Sure thing.
I will cut myself, like I'm holding something on my hand to cut myself to use my magic.
Sure. I'm actually gonna say in the movement next to Hilda, you've pulled it out, and you can just let me know, and then wound yourself for the right amount when it happens. All right.
Because I will be, if I do it, I have to see him. The thing is, actually, I do have to finish my full movement because I will need to be closer.
Okay. You still have a few more feet. You can just scoot away. You're close enough to Hilda. You can whisper at that range as you're going past.
To say what? Like,
That's
I
up to
wasn't
you.
gonna... I was just gonna try to get into position so I
Sure.
could see better into the thing.
Sure. You can kind of
But
see
can I
through.
see in?
You can see in through the little window that Gex clambered through, but you don't see him right now. He's hunkered down behind the wall at the
Okay.
moment. But you can see into there.
So I'm just looking to see if I can see. If I see Rook, then
All right.
yeah.
Awesome. Gex. What do you want to do? I think you're muted, man.
That is true. That's because I'm so stealthy.
Who said that?
So several things. So, where I came through, I had to hop over a wall, right?
It was more of a window, but yeah.
Okay. I'm going to. Well, yeah. First thing I'm gonna do is all of that rubble that Pilkey's been creating, the falling rocks and stuff.
Yep.
I'm gonna cast Minor Illusion to make that look like more than it is, and I'm going to sit inside of that Minor Illusion, thus hiding myself.
Absolutely. So that's your action as you go, and for a second the rocks just go, and then there's a larger pile of rocks there, and you can easily go ahead and duck inside that. I would give you, well, you can do stealth checks as a bonus action, so go for it.
Yes. Stealth checking time. 24.
Nice. All right, so you feel pretty confident that you're hidden inside the false rocks. All right, and that's your turn. So you've scooted over just a little bit into the pile of, wrong button, into the pile of rocks there, and you're confident that you're pretty well hidden. Okay, that's your turn. Okay, coming up next, we have Kato. Kato is busy just looking at this fight. She takes a few steps forward and kind of flanking around clockwise a little bit away from Tillman. So she's now about 15 feet away from Tillman, staring up. Next up is Tillman himself. What do you want to do, Dave?
I'm gonna follow Kato.
All right.
Going to see if I, and while I do that, I'll cast the invisibility.
Nice. Okay, so you just hum in that low Tortle kind of way, and you can hear the Rook, but you're pretty sure the dragon can't hear it right now. So you go ahead and scoot over towards Kato and cast See Invisibility. How close to Kato do you want to get?
Oh, I can go past her as well.
Sure.
I'm not interested in Kato too much more, so what I thought I heard on the left.
Okay.
Probably around here.
Yep, there you go. Do a perception check for me. Or Arcana, whichever one you like. Oh, Carl.
Dear God, I'm back. I'm back.
Oh, Carl. You always get the 9s.
Oh, look, a rock.
Wow.
You actually take a few feet across and you almost stumble over something, and for a second you thought it was a rock, and you look down and it's Kato's crossbow. She just dropped it on the ground as she moved forward, almost like idly, like it was nothing, like someone would drop a penny and be like, whatever, I'm not getting that.
So Dave just turns around to Kato. Hey man, fuck, that was careless.
She doesn't
Leaving a
even
crossbow.
look at you.
How rude.
Does that get your blood boiling? No, I'm kidding.
Not quite.
Not quite, but he doesn't like rudeness. That's fair. All right, so you've shifted over. You're seeing invisibility, and with that perception roll, you don't see Vostlo, you don't see Gex, you barely see the dragon. There's this strange because you can see ethereal things. There must be like, I don't know. There's a strange kind of mist on the mountains that's even thicker on the ethereal plane, So things kind of pop out of the mist at you every once in a while, and you're like, whoa. But nothing very obvious. It's just kind of like getting in the way, like a low-lying mist. But I'll let you know if you see anything invisible. All right.
All right.
You're definitely highly distracted with your roll of 3. 3 plus your mod. All right, coming up next. Unless you want to do something else as a bonus.
No, not this time.
All right. Coming up next, Hilda. Your friends are scattering around the circle. What do you want to do?
I guess we're not performing a rock show for Pilky. So there is a bunch of stone. I mean, the map looks like it used to be a temple. Can I use stone cunning to read more into the rocks?
Like
structure?
find weak spots or something?
Yeah, or to see what the history of this place is.
Sure,
like.
go ahead and roll a history check for me. You have advantage being a dwarf. And it being stonework.
13 both
13.
times.
It's definitely dilapidated. It's been out in the open. Probably at some point, the one section off to the right at about 1 to 3 o'clock probably used to have a bit of a roof over it based on the way that it's built and its increased height. Probably some tarps to layer to add some shade. And that has actually held up a lot better, except this one section right at the base of it looks a little more weather-worn. Almost like the fools may have built it on, unsteady ground in that one spot way down there. But other than that, it all seems, you can just see the weather-worn stone, the altar in front of you with these deep brown, dark, old stains on the altar. Several claw marks etched right into the stone, and some of it's pitted. And you actually get, I'll give you this one, different sections of this platform have these little tiny bubble-like pits, as though it's been burned by something caustic at some point.
Okay. It's all over the platform.
Most of it, yeah. And other than that, weather-worn. All right. Anything else you want to do?
Okay.
You do have a little bit more.
I am going to. Well, I see Isolde moving away, and then I'm like, that one usually gets into some kind of trouble. So I will move and try to follow Isolde.
Absolutely. So you trailing right along behind her, no problem. Okay. Coming up next, the dragon, in its excitement, in its desire to watch what it thinks is coming, spins around, and in doing so, its massive tail, even though it's very slender, massive tail pitches against and drags past some of the upper stones, knocking them free. I need everyone within about 20 feet, let's say, of the dragon. I need you to do a dexterity saving throw. So, Isolde, you are 25 feet away, so you are clear. Hilda as well. Vostlo is also 25 feet away. The only one who has to do a dexterity saving throw is Gex. Go ahead. As the stones and that section of wall comes raining down in larger chunks.
14?
I should probably keep this open to the page I need. I don't think that's gonna do it. Let me double check though. I don't wanna bash you unless it's appropriate. It is it was a 16, I'm sorry. As the stone comes raining down. I will allow you to do this. You can do an acrobatics check to try to lessen this, a bit like a fall.
He'll automatically, because he's got evasion.
Oh, right. So you automatically take half. Oh, that's good,
No.
because it was 6 points of bludgeoning damage. So you'll take half of that with evasion.
No, it's if I succeed, I take no damage.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Oops. Been a while since I've had evasion.
And he's not being attacked, so I don't get uncanny dodge either. Why did you?
I would
spin
let
the
this.
strike?
I would let this
Why
count
did you
as
spin
a
this
an attack. So you can uncanny dodge this.
I
would
don't think
allow
he wants to do that. I don't think he wants to do that.
No, I don't. I need to sit there and remain hidden.
All right, and you're gonna take 6 points of bludgeoning damage as the stone, pretty large stone, comes down and just clobbers you.
Okay.
It's getting hard to be Rook up and or Gex up in there. I gotta stop doing that. All right.
So, yeah.
The dragon
gonna,
spins around and speaks in Draconic, this low. And the three followers kind of near Vostlo. The big tall one's like, "Urgh." And then the kobold, the human next to them is kind of just holding their hands steepled and goes and motions a little bit, and the little kobold just kind of tilts its head and looks up at the massive dragon. And then, what's your passive perception there, Vostlo? Does it? Let me just ask. Does anyone have a passive over 16?
Hold on, let me check.
19.
19 on Vostlo. God damn.
I have 16.
Okay. And where you're positioned there, Tillman, that's actually the thing that you notice, because you're the farthest of the party who are left. You see the dragon sort of give a nod in response to the nod of the kobold. All right. Next up, top of the order, Vostlo. What do you want to do?
Vostlo is going to use his movement to get right next to the open doorway.
Sure, you climb up the 5 feet onto the platform, scramble across, duck around a stone there, one of the large stone chunks, and you get next
And
to the
he's gonna look in and try to look, because he knows this place. This isn't a very big tower.
No. So you go ahead and do a perception check. So you look in. Actually, I'm going to give this for free. You look in. He's not there.
I'm going to try to... I know he's stealthy and he's a caster. I am going to try to read his thoughts to determine where he is, if he's on this floor.
I will let you do an insight check against Gex's deception check.
And I still have connection with him, so I have advantage.
Actually, in all the battles and the running around and stuff, and the stone in between, it was broken. So right now you're just kind of looking around, but any previous connection has been ceased.
Okay.
Gex with a 24. Vostlo? Insight?
Probably not gonna beat that, but let's see. Nope, 14.
With a 14. Nothing. Nothing at all. You're just like, where did he go? He must have gone out the window, back out the other side. And partly, you're also distracted because you're doing this and the massive head of the dragon is drooping down almost directly above you. And you see this spittle, this drool dribbling out of its jaw, just hit the ground next to you and bubble. And you look up and it's looking right at you, these massive dark green and black eyes. And it kind of gives a little
Okay. Vostlo is going to.
There's something very strange and familiar about those eyes. Again,
No.
every time you blink, you now see them in your head. As though they're staring into your soul.
Right. So Vostlo is going to you know what? Vostlo is going to he's going to try to continue to hide, but he's not going to just enter the building. He knows that Gex is around and Gex might be trying to flank him.
Now, from where you
So-
were and peeking in, you could see kind of clockwise from where you are around the tower quite well, past the center
Yeah.
point, but the corner immediately beside the door, unless you enter, you won't be able to see that corner, like opposite side of you. So if you had to bet, it's possible maybe Gex is like right up in this corner, right around the corner
Right.
from you. So you'd need to
Right.
change positions in order to see there.
So I still have, I guess, my movement. So I will scooch across and look in that corner. And if I don't see him, I'll use my.
Sure thing. So, scoot across, you just stealthy, almost like a ghost, just across, bow at the ready as you just pat across. You can do a perception check.
Only 14.
Okay. Unfortunately, you now get a good look. You're expecting him. You even raise the bow, ready to loose, and he's not there. He must
Okay.
have gone out the back, or up, or he's invisible again. It's hard to tell.
Don't think he can be invisible. Well, actually, Vostlo doesn't know. So Vostlo is now going to.
You got about 10 feet of movement left.
Yeah, but now Vostlo is going to, because I still have my, I guess my bonus actions.
Yeah, from this round.
And actions. So I'm basically gonna drop down here
Sure.
and hide again.
You drop down, keeping the bow trained on the door until the very last second, and then duck out of sight.
And he's gonna stealth.
Okay. Isolde. As you're watching, you see a flicker of movement on the far side of the tower. Just on the opposite side, you can see the dragon is facing that way as well. And in just a second, as he's approaching the edge of the platform and ducking down, Vostlo comes into your line of sight. That can trigger your reaction. What do you want to do?
My reaction only works if I see him attacking.
Okay, so you're just gonna have to wait for that. But you know where he is, more or less,
Yeah.
even though he's immediately out of sight right now.
Do I
Okay.
have to roll stealth again?
Yes. Yes, you would.
20.
Okay. Okay. Next up, Isolde. It's your turn. What do you want to do? You've seen where he's gone.
Where do I see him, or where did I last see him?
You saw him just almost 12 o'clock on this circular platform. And you saw him go
Out
over
there?
the edge and duck behind.
I'm gonna continue to just. I'm gonna try to go into the shadows over here.
Sure. You can get there, no problem.
Oh, wow.
As Isolde just
And
scoots over
Shoots.
to the shadowy section.
The young kids these days.
and we're so
So much energy.
impulsive. So impulsive. And I am gonna hold hold. It's not even an action. It's a reaction.
Yeah. So you still have a full action and so on if you want to do anything else.
He's not paying attention. I have to tell you what I'm going to do in my next turn.
Yeah, hurry.
Oh, he's not paying attention.
Oh, no,
I'm
no.
going to cast a minor illusion of myself. Right there.
Okay,
Right there.
done.
Oh,
Yep,
okay, great. Awesome.
gotcha.
Uh,
All right.
I'm
You can
gonna.
delay.
Can I see if I notice anybody? Can I use my action to notice if anybody, including the dragon, are up to no good?
You're fairly certain that everybody wants to murder everybody else. You get that for free. You can also just delay if you want.
Damn it! Yeah.
All right.
There's not much else I can do at this point
No problem. All right.
without. Yeah.
Risking. Well, you could always chance it. Maybe the dragon is turned away. He's not looking at you. Just saying.
I'm going to. I have to first see. Rook,
Okay.
Or
No problem.
yeah,
We'll
I have
come
to
back to
see
that.
him.
No problem. Okay. Coming up next, Gex. You do that thing that time?
Yeah, and then I'm going to move like very carefully around the inside over to here to this side of that door because I kind of saw him go, you know.
Yeah, you would have just caught
That
sight of
way?
him go that way.
And then I'm going to actually cast, if I have the time to do this, you tell me. I'm also going to cast Mage Hand Pleasure Domain, and it's going to hold my, I'm going to hand it my, some of my thieves, one of my thieves' tools.
Unfortunately, casting does take the action, so you got one or the other. However, you can delay and hopefully get the other one going next.
Yeah, okay, well that's what I'll do if
Okay.
I have the time.
All right. Sounds good. Okay. So, there we go. Next up. Oh, we'll keep your stealth check from before. What was it?
24?
24.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Coming up next, Kato. Kato seems, I don't know, frustrated. She's like wanting to keep an eye, and she shoves past Tillman. Tillman, I need to do a strength saving throw as Kato kind of snarls, is just wanting to see what's going on, and he's looking away. He goes, and Kato goes barreling past you and just shoves
What
you
the fuck?
with an 11. She's just one
I rolled a
hand.
2.
She shoves you to the side, just walking through you, and you just go, and you go landing almost on those other two guys. Actually, they immediately have to do a dexterity saving throw to avoid having a Tortle land on them. That fell
Shell
down.
first? Feet first?
Oh, shell. Definitely shell. With a 10 and an 11, I'm going to say those are failures. As you all tangle up, you take them down, you're all prone off the platform, and Kato just shoved you like it was like, to her, it was just like a, excuse me, and you were just like, whoa, thrown off the platform, and Kato goes 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, around to about the 9 o'clock on the platform, and just gets yeeted. As Tillman gets yeeted off the stage onto these people, and they're cursing you and like, hey, get off, just trying to get up, and they're busy trying to pick themselves and you up. All right, and Kato is now watching, looking around, and looking up at Pilkey up there. All right, coming up next, Tillman, what do you want to do? You are prone. You're a prone Tortle on the ground.
I'm fucking getting up. That's all I do.
I feel like this should be house ruled. Now, correct me. Hey, Donnie. Donnie says hi, everybody.
Hi, Donnie.
I feel like this should be a house rule when it comes to Tortles. If you fall prone, you have to do an acrobatics check to try to get up.
I'll do one.
All right, thank you.
There's
Humor
no
me.
PC, though.
Come
he
on,
should be able to
that's funny.
flip over, but
Of course. One's
now he just does it with style.
Yeah, he just he does
Yeah,
the
you
back
know,
roll,
like-
Kind of
All the
break
ones-
dances.
he spins a bit.
All the ones that I have high bonuses, I get fucking low rolls, and I should do a charisma check. That's what I should do next. What happens?
Nice. All right, by all means. So acrobatics 18, you deftly breakdance your way to your feet, my good sir. You've used half your movement. What do you want to do?
I'll keep moving clockwise for the hour and a half.
All right.
Keep me and still looking for that strange creature.
Which strange creature? Oh,
The
Vostlo?
one that was barely whispering.
Oh, okay. Do another insight check for me.
Inside?
Yep, insight. 11. It's still elusive. You can just sense it, like the coming of the sun in the morning. It's there, and you can see it on the horizon metaphorically, but it's just missing a little bit. It's just almost like these overlapping whispers, and you're just like, wait 1 second. And you, I don't know, you were shoved like crazy. Like you're a little bit thrown off by the fact that Kato just manhandled you with one hand. Like you got 1.5 feet on her of pure shell and muscle, and she was just like, wham. I'll give you this for the insight of
manners.
11. That was weird. She is freaky strong.
Alright. Maybe the cobalt at the center of all this. That's what it is.
Yeah, you look up and you take a look at the cobalt, and as you look at it, it looks directly back at you with these copper eyes, and the voice in your head just turns into like almost that after explosion whistle in your ear for just a few seconds. And then you just give your head a shake and it's gone. Okay, just the sound. Anyway, you're just getting these weird metaphorical experiences. Okay, that's your turn, unless you want to do something else.
Yeah. Nope.
Okay. You can spend your action going further if you want. No problem. You can exchange that for a dash if you want to keep going and keep up with Kato.
I will.
All right. Go ahead and move yourself another 30. Okay, you clamber back up and you get back up next to Kato. Are you going to try and like stop her, or are you just walking up to her?
Hey man, what's up? What's wrong with you?
So as you're walking up and you kind of put your hand out to be like, Kato, what's wrong with you? She reaches up and grabs your hand and all right, we'll resolve that in a few seconds. Hilda, it's your turn.
Okay.
On the opposite side of the ring.
Yeah. Seeing how quickly Isil just like dashed off there, I, kind of hasten my steps. I move as far as I can.
That's about it there. Yeah, about 25 feet.
Is that it? Yeah.
So you're about
Yep.
5
About
feet
that
away from
far. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm about there, right?
Yep.
That's right. And then, just to ensure that nothing happens, in case she takes off again, I'm going to cast Sanctuary. The 30.
Nice. Actually, as you're going through, your passive perception is fairly high, if I don't miss my guess.
It's 11.
I'll let you have a perception check as you're walking by.
Okay.
Mine's
Alright.
15. So
And-
you might have been thinking of mine.
Yeah, that's I think what it is. There is a small window near to your side where Gex crawled through, and you glance at it as you go through. And what did you get on your perception?
Haven't rolled it yet. Oh, my perception, it's 18 this time.
Wow, that's pretty good. So you look through and you see Gex. He's huddled in this corner that you can see on the map. If compared to the inner circle of the tower, it's at about 10 o'clock, huddled in the corner there, with a little blade handy and ready. You're just like, oh, I see him. Do you want to do anything, or you want to keep following Isolde?
I think I'm going to, just in case not Rook is looking, try to contain my face, but I'm not sure how well I can do with that. And I'm going to just make a mental note of where he was, because I'm not certain that when I saw him, did I notice if he was seeing me? Or are we making eye contact?
No, he doesn't seem to be moving or anything. He's just huddled in the corner, kind of wounded and vulnerable.
Oh my goodness.
Trying not to get crushed by the dragons knocking over parts of the building on top of me.
Yeah. You could cast your sanctuary on Isolde. You could do it on Gex. What do you want to do? The dragon's back is still to you, as it's now kind of looking back and forth, kind of its head playing back and forth.
Oh, the range is 30 feet. Gex is just slightly out of that.
Yeah.
Oh, double out of that. So I guess I'm gonna cast Sanctuary right where I am.
All right. So you're casting it on Isolde, yeah? All right. It's on. Boom. You ask for the blessing from your patron, and it attaches to Isolde, and anyone trying to target her will have disadvantage. I think that's how... Oh, no, it has to do a wisdom save. All right.
Yes.
That's your turn.
So wisdom 15.
Nice. Coming up next, the dragon. It continues kind of casting about, looking back and forth, and you can hear it just breathing, and it says in this guttural growl, come out, wherever you are. Come now. Don't be so shy. Your friend wants a word. Are you enjoying the show?
He's gone full Joker mode.
Yeah, it's gone full Joker. We've reached peak Joker. All right, that's it. That's its turn. Top of the order, Vostlo.
Did Vostlo notice what happened with Kato and Tillman?
I think from that angle, you probably couldn't see the toss. You can now just make out, and with your little peaks over the top, you can see Kato now, and you see Tillman walk up behind her and kind of put his hand on her shoulder. But that's all you caught. From the angle, the tower was between.
Okay. Now that I'm back away a little bit, are there any other entryways on this side, on the north side, into the tower?
Into the
or
tower?
Is it just that doorway?
It's just that doorway, and then an expanse. Anything on the ground floor. The second floor, there's a couple of holes, and then there's a window at what would be about 4, maybe 5 o'clock, that Hilda saw through. But unfortunately, the main thing on this side is the door.
So, okay, I think I saw you draw that in. So, Vostlo is going to oops.
Full Joker mode. Johnny's saying in chat. All right, Vostlo kind of vaults up onto the platform and goes scrambling across. You can see
used his full-
Isolde and
yeah.
Hilda just your left side.
Yeah. So basically, I used my full movement just to get right up next
To the
that window.
Yep, you're
So
just
now.
at
I
it.
want to look in. I want to look in again from this angle to
Sure thing.
see if I can find him and shoot him.
Go ahead and do a perception check.
Oh my goodness.
Perception check.
Yep.
Can we not see him? Is he that
Yeah, you can
stealthy?
see him.
Oh. Whoa,
He was
okay.
moving. He technically broke stealth because there's nothing to hide behind in that spot. It's an open platform as he goes running. Thing is, he's fast, so it's just like, and you're just like, and he makes his perception. He looks in the window. You see Gex, and he's huddled there, and he looks wounded. He's holding this blade, and he's like, he must have been like, there must have been a weird angle or something, but he's right in that corner you checked a few seconds ago. He must have been moving around. But right now, he's just crouched there. You see him. What do you want to do?
I'm going to, well, I'm stealth to him. I'm going to shoot him.
Yeah, you're stealth to him. Make your attack roll with advantage.
Reaction.
Sure.
So I'll let him make his roll first, and
Sure thing.
then I'll be doing damage to myself here.
All right. You draw a blade across your palm. Oh, well, you describe it. Don't let me tell you how you do your thing.
Yeah, probably I would probably use my dagger
Holy moly.
and try to stealthily. I just need a prick. I wouldn't probably even slice it. I'd probably just prick it in.
Yep.
And I'll kind of ball the blood up in my hand and flick it out. And yeah, that will cause, let me see, I gotta roll. First of all, I'll do my damage to myself in a minute. I'll
It did
first
2
do
points
the-
to you.
Did it? I didn't see it.
Yeah, it's just above that. So you take 2 points of piercing damage.
Where?
Just above
I
Gordon's
can't.
previous
Oh,
roll.
there it is. Okay, so for
And
so
which
I'll
blood
roll
curse
a d6.
are you doing against him?
He has to eyeless, blood curse of the eyeless, which means, and I am amplifying it. That's why I did the damage to myself.
Okay.
So for all of Vostlo's attacks, until the end of his turn, he gets a d6 rolled against his attack.
Nice.
So and I gotta roll them separately. And so
Nice.
the first one would be 5 less than what you rolled.
All right,
I
so
rolled
he
attacked-
attacked
25.
25 minus your 5 brings it down to a 20. And
That'll
in that
hit.
moment, both of your eyes, Vostlo, go bloodshot, just as though somebody flicked it in the eyes with some splatter of blood, and
Okay.
it just mystically appears there, and you're like, ah, just gritting through the distraction, and you see the arrow, and you're pretty sure you hit him, but you're a little bit distracted by the blood hitting you. It doesn't quite blind him, right?
Oh,
No. Okay, just
No.
double checking. All right, so
it
you're
just
distracted by this.
reduces
I'm gonna say
just distracts.
sure. So in that moment, Vostlo, I need you to do a quick perception check. But I'm gonna say you're also gonna be at she rolled the 5, so you're gonna be at 5 down.
Perception check on her. Or-
Just a general perception check, yeah.
Must be nice.
50.
Okay, minus 5 brings it to 10. You pick up something. That arrow should have hit real hard. Like you still got 20. It was center mass. And he didn't move. Not even a little bit. You can see the feathers as though it's embedded in him. And he hasn't flinched or moved. or blinked.
So, do I have to roll damage, or was that just an illusion?
Nope,
I guess.
yeah, it was the illusion.
Okay.
And you see it
Well,
go through.
actually, he wouldn't know, Todd. He wouldn't know that based on that perception check.
That's true. Well, I mean, it's
So-
pretty obvious. I'm kind of bending the rules here to let him. I'm gonna say he knows that you didn't flinch or move,
Yeah,
and
but
that's
that might be confusing for him.
it might
Yeah.
it might be frustrating in this moment of distraction.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
That's
so,
your.
That was my action.
Yep. You do have a
and-
bonus left.
With my bonus action, I'm going to try to hide again.
Okay.
I know I'm still visible to Hilda and
Isolde.
Isolde, but I'm basically going around and trying to hide again from Gex, knowing that maybe I hit him, maybe I didn't. That seemed weird.
Yeah. It seemed like something fishy. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
go ahead
going
and
to stealth.
make your stealth roll.
28.
28. Oh, well, from Gex, you are pretty confident that you are wicked hidden.
Okay, that's my turn.
Okay. All right. Just so you know, on the map, the bluer Gex is an illusory Gex with an arrow in its chest. All right. Coming up next, Isolde. That was your reaction before, so you get a turn right now. What do you want to do? You can see Vostlo still. There's nowhere he can hide from where you're currently standing.
I'm gonna look at him and say, Vostlo, why are you doing this? Why are you betraying us like this? That's my turn.
Oh, right in the feels. Okay. Next up, Gex. You see the arrow hit your illusion. You know that. It would have been a killing shot.
Yeah. But
Did Pilky move again?
Pilky's watching, pivoting back and forth.
Oh, okay.
but I've lost sight of him, right? So
Totally. With 28.
I'm just gonna let that illusion drop.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's up for 10 minutes without concentration, so.
Well, it's 1 minute.
Oh, sorry, 1 minute. Yeah.
Yeah, and I can dismiss it as a free action.
Yeah. So you want it out of there?
Well, he's obviously not looking at it anymore. And I'm gonna I'm gonna recast it. Let me move it over here. But
Okay.
now it's gonna have a lot of blood coming out of where that arrow.
It's like a still cardboard cutout of Gex.
It's gonna be like leaning against the wall, like, oh.
What's also gonna you have to be crouched down because it's only
Yeah,
5 feet.
Yeah, it's true. He's
Exactly.
just hunched a little.
This is like hunched.
All right.
Crouched down like in a ball, just like
Holding his
whimpering. But he can't make
gut
any
shot.
noise. But
All right. That's your action. Do you want to do anything for your move or bonus?
yeah, he's gonna come to there, like just
On the
that side of
inside or
that.
the outside?
Inside? It's just he's snapping to center. That's
Oh,
the
I
problem.
see. So you go up towards that window that through which the arrow came. And I'm assuming
Yeah.
you're crouching.
Yeah, like he's gonna hide his best. He's gonna use his stealth action to hide.
All right, go
There.
ahead and make your roll as you get up next to that window, holding your blade at the ready. You're almost standing looking at yourself.
I'm making stealth.
Yep. The rock pile is still there, actually, but you illusorily enlarged. The whole place
Nat
is just going to be
20.
minutes of illusion, even if you die.
Both of them are just like
Super stealth ninjas
Yeah.
just fighting each other. All right, 29. Cool. Next up, Kato. Tillman, I need you to do
Yes.
a contested athletics roll or acrobatics. It's your choice.
$21.
All right, 21. Cool. Just one sec. And I got, wow, okay. So 21 beats 17. So, you have put your hand on Kato's shoulder and she just grabs your hand and goes to like throw you, and she drags you around her to the front of her as you're bracing and not allowing yourself to be thrown, but she moves you around just, and then she looks at you, Tillman, and is just like, let me watch. And then she snaps her head up at Pilkey, and then she just decides to start moving past you. 5, 10. She is going to leave your zone if you want to have the reaction.
Don't really want to engage in combat with her, so should leave her be.
Okay, you let her go. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and then she goes the full movement, so she's standing at almost exactly 1 o'clock on this platform. Or, sorry, 12 o'clock on the platform. Looking, and she spins around and looks up at Pilkey. And she's just waiting, and now she's actually looking as well. And from here, she sees Vostlo, and now she's smiling. Darcy is saying, I am ever so slowly catching up on the podcast. No idea what's going on right now and don't want to. Hey, Darcy, thanks for watching. All right, next up. That was Kato's turn. Tillman, what do you want to do?
I want to keep walking clockwise as well, but do I notice anything with the cobalt or...
Do a perception check for me as you're slowly walking around this circular platform.
Not my worst roll.
You can see the shadows cast from this at 15. You see the shadows cast by the dragon flipping not flipping, but like moving, and its tail kind of pivoting and the wings fluttering to keep itself comfortably perched on top of this. And you're almost in those shadows at this point, like a draconic sundial. And you look over, and the massive dragonborn is busy, like, kind of in this guttural kind of cheer. You can kind of just, as it and muttering away. And the human next to the kobold is busy responding, but all in draconic. And then the kobold is sitting there looking and has been watching. And as you walk, you're also tracking where Kato is. And you can see Kato has now moved to the 12 o'clock. And the kobold looks at Pilkey. And then as soon as Kato comes into view for the kobold turns its head and does like the dog head tilt. Like, And the little kobold then gently taps the human to the left. And the human almost leaps in reaction and then turns. And they have a quiet, muted conversation. You're pretty close, though, Tillman. You're only about 20 feet away from this point. Almost eye level because they're up on a slight raise. You could do a perception check. Well, you got 15. So, you don't speak Draconic, but you get the distinct impression of someone giving orders, and it's not the human.
Okay. Thought I had something here.
What do you want to do? You still have your action and your bonus.
If I cast Detect Thoughts, do I have to... I'll cast Detect Thoughts on the kobold.
Sure thing. Okay.
Wisdom 14
Nice.
is what you have to beat.
Ooh.
Oh.
Nat 1. And you start to pry into its thoughts and are immediately shunted out of its mind as it
Wow.
decides to pass.
Oh, okay. It decides. Pass, got it, alright.
Those kobolds.
I'll give you
Alright,
this
well
for free.
then.
That doesn't seem like a normal kobold.
No, I got that from the inference of he chose to pass. Yes. Well, okay then.
It looks over at you and you lock eyes. Its strange, coppery, metallic eyes. Tortle to kobold. It looks at you. That's what you get.
Metallic eyes, dude.
Copper metallic.
Wow.
Okay.
And better not be another fucking dragon. Alright, I'm done.
All right. Next up, Hilda.
Okay. Well.
I almost want to make you do like a wisdom saving throw to see if you just want to go punch Vostlo. All right. You
Oh
make up your
boy,
own mind, girl. All right. What do you want to do?
So you did say there was a sort of instability over in the wall right behind us.
Yeah. Pretty much even with where Isolde is, about maybe 5 or 10 feet to her right. Yeah. A good solid thump there, or even a well-placed throw of something would probably bring the whole wall down, including the two people sitting on a platform at the top. Like these two are on the wall.
Okay. All right. Okay. So good thump.
Flashback to in the forge with your dad as you're working on something, and he's like, "Aye, nothing makes people look harder than a good piece of work. That or something. A good piece of work failing spectacularly." Cut back.
All right. So, have I noticed the new illusion, like the old illusion disappearing? New illusion.
Yes, you actually would have from that vantage point because you saw it before. You saw the one that looked like it got shot in the stomach disappear, and then you see another one appear that looks bloody and hunched by the wall, but it's like blink, blink.
So I have not noticed that it's a cardboard cutout. Okay, but
I mean,
going like, that's
if
strange.
you wanted to do an Arcana check or a intelligence check, it was real obvious that it was like, bloop, bloop.
Let's not insult Hilda's intelligence by rolling poorly.
Fair enough. I'll give it to you for free. You saw it
Thank
cast.
you. I saw it happen, and
Yeah.
I put 2 and 2 together. So I'm gonna maybe run to the wall right here.
Okay. You hop off
and
the
give
platform.
I hop off the platform and I jump to that weaker spot, and I'm gonna pummel it with the hilt of my warhammer.
Nice. Just so you know, if you're standing there when it comes down,
Oh, I know.
it'll be fine. Okay, go ahead and roll an attack
It'll
roll.
be fine. Only a 10.
It's a stone. It's just sitting there. It's not going to dodge out of the way. 10 is enough. You hit it. Roll for damage.
Oof. Okay.
You only barely hit it, though. Cut back to your father as he's
Almost like...
holding something on the anvil for you, and you hit it and you miss, and it causes all these sparks, and he's like, "What's your fucking problem? I'm holding it steady. It doesn't get easier than that." But you kind of take that inspiration and rage, and in the moment, just barely hit the stone you're looking at.
Okay, let's find... Even if I didn't hit that action, maybe I get 2 attacks per action, so... Alright, so that's 10 damage.
10 damage. That is enough. It only needed 7. As that stone slips out of place and the whole thing just sits for a second. And then there's this... A little pebbles fall away, and then a larger stone starts to shift, and then the whole section just starts to... and starts to slide. I'm going to need you to do a dexterity saving throw, Hilda, and Isolde. Isolde's looking over at Vostlo, and then all of a sudden hears a rumble, turns around, and sees the wall starting to come at her.
Oh no. 10.
10 and an
my
8. You both needed a 14.
Ooh, okay. Can I do an action in this moment while the stones are still falling?
You have a bonus technically. What do you want to try to do?
I want to try and...
You also still have a little bit of movement left, technically.
What the heck do I have here? Okay.
As the stone wall begins to crumble and rattle, the people on top let out a little cry as it starts to just all starts crumbling down.
Would if I reached out to Isolde, would she be able to, like, I don't know if we can like bridge that gap with just our arms, or maybe I move a little bit towards her and like take my hand.
Yep, you can do that. You still have a movement, so you move a little closer. And Isolde, do you take her hand as you see this wall just almost comically spinning towards you?
What the fuck? Yeah.
And with...
I don't get a reaction because I use my reaction.
Yeah, I'll say you can grab her hand as she's reaching up saying, "Take my hand," and you reach down like, "What the fuck?" As you're looking up and the wall hits. As it starts crumbling and falling down, you each are going to... I rolled terribly, just so you know. I rolled awful damage here. Like, awful. So...
Can
what could have been
continue?
pretty severe
I was
turns
going
into
to
funny.
use the
Okay,
cape
keep going.
of Montebac
Oh!
onto the levitation gate. I'm going to...
Does that take your action or your bonus action? I think it takes your action.
Dimension. Ooh. As the dimension door. I cannot tell in my.
So you've grabbed Isolde's hand,
I grabbed Isolde.
and I'm gonna say it takes
It
an
uses
action.
one charge. Okay.
To use a
Alright.
magic item is usually an action, so it's going to take
Okay.
your action. So you're ready to do it the next turn when the wall crumbles on you both. Comes
Oh.
Yeah,
Just-
it is an action.
and those two on the top fall, taking a pretty big hit. You both take, and because you failed your deck saves, it clobbers you good. It could have been worse
no.
though. You take 10 points of bludgeoning damage as you are pummeled by rocks, and those two above will take that and falling damage. They're these two are just buried in the rubble. You see broken bones, and you hear "Oh God!" as they're all crumpled in there, and the two of you are pinned under just heavy amounts of stone, but you're still holding hands. All right, coming up next.
That's what it
Is
matters.
that,
The dragon spins its head, sees these limbs sticking out of the pile of rocks, and the wall, and you can just, and it turns, and it says in Draconic, so you're not. Let me just say, you all just learned a word in Draconic as it turns and says,
What the? Who is interrupting my playtime?
Technically, this is
and
not an
it doesn't
interruption.
see you, or it doesn't see Hilda or Isolde because they're buried under the wall. And it then gets no reply except for the two the two acolytes who are pinned in the rubble, and one of them's like, and it's like, and it jumps off the wall, spreads its wings, and just pounces down and grabs at the guy whose legs are sticking up out of the rubble, grabs him by the legs, and the wings heft him into the air, the rock easily pulling aside as this acolyte is like, hefted into the sky, and the dragon just does this turn in the air, casually, lazily spinning this mostly broken body, and just flings him as punishment for interrupting this battle, on as that acolyte is just yeeted a good 50 feet and lands unmoving in the field beyond the platform to the bottom. And the dragon then perches up on the kind of remains of this rubble, kind of shifting under its legs, and it's like, and that's the dragon's turn. Vostlo, it's your turn.
Wow.
The question with the blood maledict, is that a concentration type thing?
No,
Oh, okay. Is it still in effect?
it's for your turn, I believe.
Okay, so then no. Okay. Vostlo. So there's a bunch of things going on. Vostlo knows that he's.
I will
very
tell
well-
you, I can't do it right now.
Okay. Yeah, fair
I
enough.
will
You're
tell
also
you
pinned
that.
under
Yeah.
a wall.
Yeah.
I'm pinned under a wall. I can't see you.
Yeah.
You're safe from me this round.
For this round, yeah. Vostlo knows that he's well hidden from most people, probably from Gex. So Vostlo is going to first, but he's also noticing weird stuff, like with Kato and with the others. Just things are kind of off. So Vostlo, and he's still trying to locate Gex, and he knows Gex is using illusions because he's seen him use it before. So there's weird stuff afoot. Vostlo is going to, from his side of the wall, try to reach out and find and locate Gex, or he's going to, I guess, would you say that Kato made enough of a scene for him to try to interrogate her thoughts?
She's one of the few people you can see right now besides the massive dragon. So at a glance, you can just look over to your right, and there she is standing there, looking over at Pilkey. And when Pilkey throws a tantrum, she's practically clapping.
Yeah. So Vostlo does find that a little bit weird, so he's going to try to read her thoughts and try to decipher, because he knows that she was left with the other dragon and caught up with everyone later.
Sure. Go ahead and do insight check with advantage. All right, 16. So you try, it's very much like a detect thought situation, but a little more intuitive than that. And you're looking at her and you're like, what are you thinking? What are you thinking? Tell me. And as you're beginning to pry, let me ask you a question. If somebody didn't want you reading their thoughts, I'll leave this ruling open to the table. Would you get a saving throw to push him out? What do you think? Gordon first.
I mean, I think if someone with the doppelganger, like reading surface thoughts, I don't know if there's a saving throw. I think like if there's an ability to stop it, then I think it would potentially just go, unless, because it's only like, I don't know, unless the doppelganger is like a strong psionic that can delve deep and we fight, then it's kind of a contested roll, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. What do you guys think? Should it be, like if the doppelganger's trying to read your mind, can you force it out? Or is it just kind of...
He has to maintain concentration, so if his concentration is broken, he will lose that connection.
That's fair. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So I've lost it with Gex, and now I'm just trying to, like, I know he's hidden, I'm hidden, but when I see over, I'm just going to try to see, partly to see if she knows where he is, partly to see what the hell is going on.
Sure. You get the surface thoughts of Kato. And it's more than you'd expected at first. And you can hear her surface thoughts, and they don't... You've spent some time with Kato. This is not her voice.
Okay.
Ah, little one.
That's enough. Yeah.
You fool again.
Okay. So okay. I think that's enough for Vostlo to see another way. So he's going to reach out to Pilke, and he's going to say,
Now you're not...
Pilke.
You have to to communicate. You can read people. You can't send.
Yeah.
Cool.
You're
actually going to say this.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's so if he knows, because he's a shape changer, and if he knows that's not the surface thoughts of Kato, she was acting just a little bit. He didn't see everything, but if that's not the surface thoughts of Kato, then that's probably not Kato. And he knows that she was left alone and is enjoying this. So, so Vostlo is actually going to take a bit of a risk.
Sure.
To break the stalemate. He is going to call out to Pilke and say, "This is a ruse. Your sister is trying to play you, and she is probably over there, but that is not Kato. She said she's trying to set you up and play you for the fool."
And Pilke is partly distracted, so you really got to raise your voice for this one.
Yeah.
And he's kind of busy just settling in on the top of this other wall, and he kind of finally draws his look down towards you. And locks eyes with you, and you point over to Kato when you say that, and it looks back and forth.
And I'll do. Do I have to do a persuasion
I'm gonna
check or just
get you to do a persuasion check, please.
Okay. So. And is it a straight roll?
No,
So
technically you have advantage because you can kind of focus your thoughts to say the wording
Well, that
just
first
right.
one was quite good.
Ooh.
First one will do it. 24.
24.
What are you saying, prey? Or a hunter? My sister put you up to this?
No. Kato stayed behind and spoke with your sister. And now, whatever that is not Kato. I think she came here to see your reaction when we said those words. She's playing us all.
And at that moment, as you're waiting for Hilke's response, you hear as Kato begins to stretch and bulge. Her bones twisting at odd angles, her flesh kind of expanding to the very limits of the ability of her skin to be elastic, and eventually it begins to tear as she splits open like an overripe melon, and any sinew or blood that was just on the surface gets sloughed off, the clothes discarded as she expands, and underneath you expect flesh, but instead you see the bone white scales as Vesra's true form is revealed, and the white dragon is now standing in the ruin that used to be Kato.
It's been a bonus action hide.
Oh God.
And she is bigger.
Okay, cool.
Everybody wants to hide at this moment.
Yeah.
I
As
mean,
now,
We are technically hidden.
as
we are
now the
technically
massive
hidden.
form of the white dragon, just the tail even comes out and bashes one of the walls behind. The acolytes of Pilkey suddenly scattering at the 12 o'clock moment there. The human acolyte is almost takes a few steps back and calls out. The dragonborn kind of stands ready and hefts this large spear out from underneath his cloak, and the kobold just sits and turns its head. And as this massive white dragon stands there, looking up ever so slightly at her brother of sorts, Pilkey, looking down at her, and all of you caught in the middle. And with that, I think we're going to go to take a break. How long do we need? 5 minutes? 10 minutes? 10 years?
5's probably good.
I'd like 5, maybe 10 levels.
Okay.
All right, so we'll be back in 5 minutes, folks. Stick around, and we'll be right back. Thanks very much. I was wondering if somebody would figure that particular puzzle out. That was fun.
Mm-hmm.
There's more to come. Let's check that out in just a couple minutes. I gotta find my break screen. Where'd it go? There we go. All right, we'll be right back. Thanks. All right. I think we're gonna come on back. Hey, everybody. Well, go ahead, Steve. Steve, re-intro us. Go. I hit the
Ladies
wrong
and
button.
gentlemen,
It's on you.
ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the apex, to the finale, to the showdown of showdowns, rogue upon rogue, stealth violence, or as it's devolved into now, rogue upon rogue, run away! How will it
Rogue upon
end?
rogue,
We-
dragon upon dragon.
Yeah. Running away.
All right, we are right back. Thanks for joining us. And let's get back into it, shall we? Here we go. All right, Vostlo has revealed his position, calling out to the dragons. The other dragon takes back her true form, standing there a little bigger than the black dragon as they're both just eyeballing each other across the space. And all you puny mortals in between. I believe we left at Vostlo's turn.
Bonus action, hide, and then I'm done.
Without actually moving anywhere, you're gonna have
I'll
a
just
hard
stay.
time hiding.
Hiding from anyone that currently can't see me, but
All right, you
or,
are
or
gonna.
you know
have
what?
Yep.
That's fine. I'll instead of hiding, I will actually use my dash action
Sure.
Uh-huh.
to get around to this side since I used my voice to give away my location, and I'll just
Okay.
hang there.
So you kind of go
done.
counterclockwise around that little tower in the center.
Yeah, I don't want anyone kind of. I'm not hidden, but I don't want anyone to kind of shoot me from that other corner because I gave away my position.
Sure thing. So you scoot over there and kind of standing almost next to that door, and you're right between the door and the dragon's foot, and the husk that was Kato's body is just like almost. I mean, it's almost literally just a shell or a veneer cast aside, but there is blood and sinew there, and you're just trying to. You wonder. I don't know if Vostlo makes friends, but that was someone who chose your side. If that was her, she's definitely not amongst you anymore. All right, that's your turn. Isolde. The pressure crushing you, you're bruised and battered. You feel Hilda's hand still gripping firmly against yours. What do you want to do? Or you can delay.
I'm going to say to Hilda, can you get us out of here? And I will hold
My hand.
Yes,
All
I
right.
will hold your hand.
Nice. All right, you hold tight. You do the whole, she's been grabbing your wrist, and you dramatically grab hers back. All right. Next up, Gex. You heard him call out to the dragons. You have a pretty good idea of where Vostlo is, or at least was.
Would I have heard him make any footsteps in his dash to go that way? Because I'm
I'll let you
imagining
do a
dash
perception
not
check.
tremendously stealthy. Perception, come on, high roll.
Vostlo, I'm going to do something weird. What is your passive stealth?
That's like a 6.
No, it's 10 plus your stealth.
No, I saw Steve roll. I thought it looked like a 6 on your D&D Beyond.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
No, unfortunately not.
No.
What's your passive
my-
stealth, Vostlo?
Okay,
Add-
how would I? How
You do 10 and add your skill of your stealth.
21.
Oh, damn.
That's-
Gex with a 17. You hear his voice and then nothing.
Wow. Jesus Christ.
Hear his voice and then nothing.
You can risk a look if you want to see if he's still standing there talking. And you've heard this horrible, weird, stretching, tearing, sloshing sound outside. You haven't seen anything, and you can't see the dragons. You kind of peek your head up. You can see where Pilk is perched a little bit, but you don't see the other thing. But you get the sense of something heavy is on the ground, not too far.
Well, I'm kind of tired of having rocks drop on my head, so I'm gonna YOLO it a little bit here
Okay.
and dash out this door.
Okay.
Because I can go how far? I can go pretty far, 30 on a dash. So I can get here, and then in a split second, maybe I can go. Oh, I'm hiding that from you. I can get out to here,
Sure.
and then potentially go, in some more direction.
So you go running out the door and get ready to make your turn. You come around the corner, and boom, you are both of you looking at each other as you come around the corner, like face to face.
I'm gonna stab him with everything I got.
You won't have advantage on this.
Yeah, but well,
Stabbing.
yeah, it's happening.
All right.
Okay.
Okay,
In
and
the
I'm
shadow
gonna-
of the white dragon just overlooking you.
and this time I'm not gonna forget that I have an offhand, so I'm gonna roll them both at once. So
The
gold
stabbening
is
and the happening.
gold is gold is the initial attack, and then plastic is the second.
Sure. You can't add your, unless you've got the feat for it, you
No.
don't add your bonuses to the second roll.
No, just the first one. Yeah.
Let's go.
I need to shake them longer than normal.
Shake it. Oh, he's showing.
Oh.
He's showing.
Oh.
Let's see. See his room. I see his bowflex or whatever that thing was. He's showing. Let's see.
Oh, he's got a
20, and I can't see the gold one. Is that a 19?
What?
No. Let's change the light.
Did you just roll double
Oh,
20s?
Two 20s?
Nice.
Okay.
Oh. We
Two
got
20s.
this.
Okay, roll your damage
Here,
and
legendary.
double the amount. And then roll a d4. You're using a rapier, right?
Rapier in one hand, and then has to be the dagger.
Yeah, rapier and dagger. So,
So
rapier,
do the rapier first.
rapier d8 and double the damage, or roll 2 d8s. Your choice.
And as he's
Your mic's messed up, dude.
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me better now?
No.
Yeah.
Hold on a sec. What did I do? Check 1, 2. Better.
We can hear you, you're just wicked quiet.
Yeah.
Probably did something with my volume here.
I think.
Okay, it's a little bit louder.
Okay, better now.
No.
No.
But that's
No.
okay. What I'll do is I'll crank you.
Oh.
It probably went to the camera, Mike.
Yeah.
Hold on. How's that? Better now?
No, still the
If
same.
only that was a sneak attack.
Oh, if that was a
'Cause
sneak
it's
attack,
not-
this would be
it's
game
not as epic.
over. It's
would
pretty
just be-
epic as it is, though. Just
Just like
sees
a
you just.
2d8. Yeah.
All right, I'll crank you, Steve. Don't worry, we can still hear you a little. Say something.
Check 1, 2.
I can hear you. You're still really quiet, though.
It's when I moved my camera. I'm checking my input is on. My input is on this thing, right? You hear it?
Yeah, we can hear that. I don't know what
No.
happened though.
No.
Let me. Check 1, 2.
It's better.
That's better.
A little bit better. Yeah.
Weird.
All
Is
right.
that this one? Or is that my camera?
I think that's your
I
camera.
feel like
But it's better than the other one.
It's better. Yeah.
Anyway, okay. I have to fix all that later. Damage.
So
Yeah.
the first one's I think like a 2d8 plus 3, and then the second one will be a 2d4.
No. I'm gonna use the real dice because they were good to me just a second ago. That's not a D8.
We'll do the honor system. Don't grab the mic again.
Yeah.
It can.
So 11 plus 6, so 17 off the rapier.
It can't be +6 because you don't
Oh,
do
sorry,
your.
no, plus 3. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
14.
So
off rapier.
14.
14 points of
And
stabbing.
I'll- 14, and then the 2d4.
And then the dagger is 2d4.
And you don't add anything else, just 2d4.
7.
Wow,
Okay.
good roll.
So I will uncanny dodge the 14. So
Yep.
I take a total of 14.
Total of 14 stabbing. The stabbing is happening, to steal Hilda's words. How you doing, Vostlo?
Hurt, but still up.
Okay.
Yeah, so then do I still get to use my cunning action?
Yeah,
Nope. No, you don't, because
Oh.
you use your bonus action.
that's true. Stab, bonus action,
Right.
stab. So
So here.
that's it.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
toe to toe. It's even Steven. You do still have movement if you just wanted to run. You could do
Yeah,
that.
I'm just
Which
gonna
way?
Dance
run
partner.
back into the building. Meow.
All right. You immediately turn. You get a free attack action there.
No, I
you
don't.
get a
I use my reaction.
you used your reaction to lessen it, so he gets to run back inside the building for free. There's this.
That's
Okay, coming up next. It's what was Kato's turn. Vesra, the massive white dragon, turns her head towards Vostlo and grins down at you. You are 5 feet away from her. The immense cold radiating off of her at this range is your fingers almost freeze to the steel of your weapons. Like, it is terrifying. And she looks at you with this draconic kind of toothy grin, and she smiles and she says, "And to think, I was sort of rooting for you." No matter. My brother is humiliated. That's enough. That's her turn. Coming up next, Tillman. Are you there, Carl? It's me, Todd.
Carl?
Falling asleep.
Carl? Is your
Carl?
mute on? Are you there, Carl? It's me,
Maybe he's
Margaret.
holding action. He's probably holding action.
No, I guess he's.
Oh, he
Ah.
dropped.
Whoa.
Oh, he's back.
Oh, he's back.
Oh,
There we go.
Carl?
He's back. He's gone.
Carl?
He's back. Carl?
When did Judy Bloom join us?
She never left my heart. Okay.
Carl is here.
By the way, can I just say, since a couple weeks ago when you made the Willow reference, I have seen Willow references now 5 times since then.
Wow.
Yeah,
Mike, no work.
it's been referenced in other movies
Oh, that's weird.
and TV shows.
Steve, you
Yeah.
hit your mic so hard you broke Carl's. All right, Carl. Mike, no work, no big deal. What do you want to do?
Yeah. Maybe it's not either of our mics. Maybe it's Discord is broken.
Yeah, maybe Discord is broken.
Okay.
Maybe I should leave.
We can barely hear you, Steve.
Yeah, it's weird again.
Yeah, we can't. Yeah, we can't hear you.
Want
Well,
to
I was
ask
trying
the
to figure-
kobold if he wants to transform now
To
too. All right,
transform
I'm gonna try to do my Tillman impression here. Okay.
Okay.
Hey, dude. Like, what's with the ruse? Like, do your. What are you waiting for? I see you. I see you. And the kobold looks at Tillman with this little tilted head, almost like a dog, just like, "Hmm." And then it kind of looks down and blinks. Then it shrugs. And then it transforms into this.
No.
And you're all just like, okay, white dragon, okay. A black dragon, okay. Oh my god! As this massive. It makes the other dragons look pretty junior. I'm not even
my
joking.
God.
It looks
no.
incredibly massive. This thick,
Oh.
like brilliant copper color dragon transforms, just shoving, and just the mere size of its body stretches and bashes, and the two little acolytes who have been along for the ride go scurrying out of the way, yelling like, "Get out of the way! His lord is coming! His lord is coming!" And the kobold's just like, boop, not there at all. And the other two just like hit the dirt, like face. And it takes a few seconds as all the little acolytes around the sides go from being like, "Oh, Vestra's here," to like, "Oh my god," and poof, like face down in the dirt, groveling. And then within a few seconds, you see both Vestra and Pilkey turn and then instinctively flinch like they've been caught at something. And then they bow low. And this massive, copper dragon, just head looking down, arc neck looking down over Tillman, and gives this little nod down, and then looks up as you're all looking at it. The other dragons have been adult dragons. This is an ancient copper dragon.
Wow.
And you get the very distinct impression: Daddy's home.
Oh, it's Daddy. It's Daddy too.
And Carl says, "Glad I did not try to fuck him up."
Yeah.
Okay, so, plans. What do we want to do? It is now Hilda's turn. You are buried in the rubble with Isolde. You can kind of see little bits and pieces through
Very
the stones.
thankful we can't see this.
I mean, this is
you
going to be
can-
quite shocking.
You can both do a perception check to see what you get.
Nope. Dice overboard. Dice overboard. It's a 12.
14 for
A
me.
12 and a 14. Okay. Hilda, you can see really far away, as this is kind of a natural pit. You can see really far away a small stone outcropping, probably, about 100 feet away, maybe not even that far, like 70 feet away from you. You see almost just the top, like middle and top of a stone outcropping over here. And that's about it with a 12. You can see stone, you can feel Isolde, and you can see that spot. Isolde, you can see Pilkey through the cracks above you, and you can see Vestra, and you can hear now a third massive creature is up and about. And it's not that you can see it as much as just sense. And like, if you were holding anything in, just you definitely emptied your bladder at this point, just instinctively. You're just like, I don't need this no more. Dry shorts? No thanks. If I'm going out empty. That was your bladder. All right.
I guess maybe Hilda feels a trickle.
Yeah, oh yeah. It's sympathy trickle. All right.
Sympathy.
Okay, we're gonna see. This is serious. We got 3 dragons. Okay. Hilda, you can see a spot about 70 feet away. The might.
Okay.
What do you want to do?
All right. I'm going to. This'll probably sound really bad, even if I can't see anything. And I can see a clear area for us to teleport to. So I.
Go, 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 go!
Get
us out of here! Go, go,
I
go!
grip Izzle's arm just a little bit tighter and with my other arm, I activate the dimension door and we teleport to that spot.
Absolutely. Just zip. And you both end up almost balancing, just trying to fight for balance on the top of this wall because you couldn't see the bottom of it. So I'm going to get you both to do an acrobatics check for me, please. As you suddenly find yourselves no longer under the crushing weight of the rocks, and you're suddenly trying to catch yourselves.
Where?
Oh, Bella.
That's a big ass fail.
Oh, Bella. All right. Good news
there it
is, yes. Everyone is distracted now. Pilka's just. Everyone is distracted. Okay. Isolde totally lands on nothing and does like a Wile E. Coyote, like, ah!
No.
And then Hilda manages to stay up with a 13 and immediately feels the full weight of Isolde on her arm. Can I get you to do a quick strength check for me there, Hilda?
Oh yes, strength.
Little big girl. Come on.
Wait. Okay, little big girl. Rolled an 11.
An 11. All right. It's not so much a little big girl as little dangling girl as you go sliding down this strange semi-triangular shaped peak. And like you're still holding on, and onto Hilda, but you're not in any position. Yeah, exactly. So you haven't fallen yet. You're both about maybe 15, 20 feet up in the air, dangling on the side of this semi-fallen rock wall. Okay, that's your turn. I'm just gonna do this round as plural, as the dragons all begin speaking in Draconic, and the rest of you just hear this. And then you hear like Vesra being like, and then Pilka being like, and then the big one just. They're having some kind of dragon conference. It's really good. You guys don't know Draconic, so I don't have to make up all this dialogue. All right. Yeah. All right. Top of the order. Vostlo.
Vostlo, so seeing Gex run in that way, he's going to scooch, not chase him, but he's moving.
I'm going to need you to do a wisdom saving throw as you try to take a step towards that big dragon.
Oh, he's trying to loop around, but sure, okay.
Well, it's in that direction. So being able to approach these.
Okay. 20.
Hold on one sec. I've been saying no. All right, I stand by it. On closer look, this seems more. I've been saying copper. I mean brass. So it's like a duller kind of metallic. It's brass, not copper. Retcon. Pew pew pew. Retcon. Retcon. Let me get my retcon sound. Here we go. Here we go. Just got to get the retcon. All right. There we go. Sorry. So it's a brass, ancient brass dragon. Okay. In the meantime, sorry. How'd you do on your save?
20.
20? All right. You were fine. It was DC 18. you can move against its frightful presence. Just, it's not necessarily doing it on purpose, but just being that close is disconcerting. So you scoot across the entryway, and what are you going to do?
And as I do, well, as I'm crossing the entryway, I'm going to, seeing as if him ducking in a few feet, like 10 feet, I'm going to shoot him.
Okay, make your roll.
Knowing I won't get sneak attack, but...
Yeah. I have reduced the rogues to regular attack.
Oh, I'm not.
Unfortunately, he's on the opposite tower side of that tower from you, Isolde, and you're dangling. Actually, you know what, Isolde? You have
Matter,
elevation.
I'm not within 30 feet.
Oh, right. I was going to say, you can
within
make
30
out
feet.
movement, but you're not within 30. Yeah.
Okay.
How'd you do?
23?
23, does that hit your AC, Gex? All right, roll damage.
Okay.
I love how there's this terrifying politics of family amongst
great.
these dragons.
7 points.
And meanwhile, you guys are just full on still trying to murder each other.
You got to take advantage of the chaos.
Yeah. So
That
that's
was
Vostlo,
7
Vostlo's
points.
he's taking a parting shot, more likely.
Yeah, 7 points of damage to Gex. If you want to, you can spend your reaction to half that, or you can save your reaction.
I'm actually going to save it and just Stone's Endurance it this time.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I've been waiting for that one. I knew you were gonna wait on that one. That it gives me some info.
So it's +2. So
From your angle, Carl, yes, you can see both of these
I can
guys.
drop it by 11, so he takes no damage.
Is that like an automatic thing, or is that a reaction?
It's a reaction.
Okay.
Oh,
that's
so
fine.
it's a reaction. So it's the same as
Yeah,
using
It's the same. It's a reaction.
Uncanny Dodge.
It's up to you.
So
to
no,
you.
I was thinking it was a free action, so I'm gonna Uncanny Dodge it because
Sure. So you take 3 points of damage.
yeah.
Okay. So,
All right.
seeing all this stuff going down, and also the fact that he's wounded, he's gonna use the rest of his movement. 15, 20.
Tillman, Vostlo just walked within. Wait a sec. You did go within 5 feet of Tillman. So if Tillman wants a reaction, you could get one.
No, I
Just
didn't. I'm scooching along the wall.
Oh, okay. If you're scooching along the wall,
And then
it's just out of reach. Sure.
Vostlo is not going near anyone. He knows they're all after him. So, and then he's gonna bonus action hide.
All right. So you duck behind that little kind of pillar thing.
Yeah.
And go to hide. Sure. Make your stealth check. What actually happens? It makes it look like you're still going around the curve of the tower, but then at the last second you duck dive behind that
Ducked
thing.
around and dive down. Yeah.
All right.
19.
Oh, you're okay. That's not great for you, but you know,
Not great.
19's
Still good
not
for
bad.
overall.
Yep. All right. That is Vostlo's turn. Isolde, you're dangling about 15 feet off the ground right now.
Since I'm 15 feet up, do I see him? Since he came right toward me?
I'll allow a perception check as a bonus action. He's still pretty far
Alright.
from you, though.
Well, first I'm going to use my movement to stabilize myself.
Sure.
Can I do that?
I believe in you, Isil.
How do I do that?
I
Another
will just
acrobatics?
say, yeah, do an acrobatics check
I'm helping.
or athletics,
So-
either one, and you have advantage because Hilda is helping. This is true.
I will do acrobatics. Definitely not the other one. 17.
Nice. All right, so you're
Nice.
pretty stable. You're holding onto Hilda's arm, and you brace yourself on the stone, and you look back. If you want to look for Vostlo, you've been hearing things. You can see. You look over that way. You see these three dragons. One of them is huge, and you see Tillman from this angle. You can see Tillman dwarfed underneath this massive brass dragon.
11.
11. You can see Tillman, and you can see the dragon, and that is just taking all of your focus. You don't actually see the little shadowy figure huddled at the base of the pillar. Unfortunately, Vostlo is not seen by you. I'm sorry.
All right. So I will hold my action until I see him move, and then I will cast Toll the Dead.
All right. You're just ready to toll the dead any enemy. Okay.
And if I can use the rest of my movement now that I'm stabilized, I'm assuming I'm stabilized up on top.
You're actually dangling like parkour, like almost sort of rappelling. You've just got both feet on the wall, so you're not spinning around anymore. You could drop if you want to, and try to not take much damage with an acrobatics. Or with that acrobatics, I would allow. Or you can just stay hanging off Hilda.
I will.
You have a nice view.
I will stay for now.
Okay. I mean, she could drop
This
you
is
if she
the
has to
little-
go anywhere. All right, coming up next, Gex.
We just got
Okay.
the longest hand-holding session.
Some seriously more YOLO action. I'm gonna use my movement to come just step out to about there.
Okay,
Come
I need you to do
top
a
of my
wisdom
movement.
saving throw as soon as you step
Yes.
into
Obviously.
line of sight of that dragon. You step out and you're like looking for Vostlo, and you see Tillman, and then above Tillman, this massive brass dragon.
17.
It's almost
17 is a
Oh.
fail. You come around the corner and just stop in your tracks. It just... Nobody needed that pee anyway. Just right out the legs. Just down. And your age, kind of good to get it all out. Oh, you got a bounce, Carl? That's cool, man. Thanks, man. Thanks for unlocking the
no.
massive... Okay, soon. All right. So yes, you are considered frightened, and you cannot move any closer to this thing
Okay.
willingly.
Yeah, I didn't want to though anyway.
True. All right. What do you want to do?
I want to see if I can see Vostlo from there.
Do a perception check.
So 20, dirty 20.
Dirty 20? Yes. Just. You look and
now-
you're just like... And you look over to your left and you see Tillman. And Tillman's like looking up at the dragon and then looks over at you and is like... Gives you the thumbs up. Actually, Tillman, can I get you to do a wisdom saving throw for me just for fun?
Keep my pants.
Yeah, and then Gex is like
Oof.
backing along the wall and then turns his head and looks over and just sees the tail end of a shadowy foot at the edge of this pillar here. You can see
So
it.
I can only see his foot, or can I see the thing that I was
I'm gonna
looking
give him
for at-
I'm gonna
on
give him quite a bit of cover. Whatever the second grade of cover is.
Can I see that piece of equipment I was so interested in earlier?
I'm afraid you're gonna have to do more than that. I forget what you were talking about.
The bow.
The bow? Oh yes. You only just got his stealth beat. I don't think you see his equipment. You can see a little bit of his leg from this angle. I'll tell you what. Go ahead and roll a d20. Vostlo, roll a d20. It's rollies to see if this works. 19? Vostlo,
Yeah,
what do you do? Of course
What
he
the
rolled a
fuck?
20. You can't beat a 19. Only one number can. And he rolled that number. Wow.
Okay, well, I can see him.
So
and I
you can see
still
his
get-
foot. You cannot see the bow.
Yeah, but I can still get to him in this round with the movement I have left, right?
Yep. Yeah. Just. You'll be able to get to
So-
there.
So I'm gonna get to him and do what I did last time, almost. Like
Okay.
chain. I'm gonna do the attack and then the offhand attack, but the second offhand attack is gonna be against.
You won't be able to because your movement straight up won't reach me. Because I moved my max movement and you were already 10 feet, 15 feet away from me. So there's no way you could do it just with your movement.
So you were here. You
traveled.
traveled 15 to the door. And then you traveled
Pee Japan.
15 to get. You know what? You moved your max movement to.
And I moved
well,
my
here's
max
the thing.
movement.
You moved to
so-
cover. You didn't move to max movement. So technically, you could have gotten another 5 feet, Vostlo, but there was cover there.
I mean, sure, another 5 feet, but he was 15 feet away. There's just no way he'd be able to reach me. Because he's 15 feet, he'd have to go to 15 to the door, and then he'd have to loop 15 feet around. That's
It's one of those things where if you're looking at diagonals, it could go either way. Steve, what is Gex's movement anyway?
What is this movement? Where do I see his movement? Yeah, I'm missing it on my sheet.
Goliath is 30.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 15 and 15.
I mean, he
Like,
doesn't
to
have
close
to.
the gap on a 15 range. That's, I don't know. Like, that's kind of tricky to do, right? I moved, even if I moved 25, he's still 10 feet away from me roughly.
Well, okay, let's look at
Well,
the
my
map.
walking speed is 30 feet. Like his
That's
walking
mine too.
Yeah.
Right?
So you were
So-
here. You go 5, 10, 15. You're in the doorway. You pee yourself. 20. That's a very important step. 20. You're in this square here.
I don't see
25.
anything now. I don't-
Oh, sorry. I'll do this one at a time so everybody can see. So he was here.
Alright. Yeah.
He goes 5, 10, 15. He's in the doorway. 20. Oh wait, back to the doorway. He pees himself. That's surprisingly important in my books. It matters. Lubricates the movement. Okay, so 15, 20, 25, 30. He's still behind you, but because I mean the way I read it, he can close the distance because of where the pillar is. But
What,
you
what
get.
if I long
I'll tell you
jump?
what,
Does that-
he
I can
can't-
long jump up to the distance of my strength. So
I'll-
if I
I'll tell
jump
you this,
from far
though.
away-
He cannot. He can't get clear of the cover. So if he's going to try to stab you, he's trying to stab you kind of around a pillar. So you're going to have 3/4 cover, which I think is
Three-quarters.
+4 to your
Alright.
AC.
So I'm.
Plus
So
5,
are we
I think.
saying I'm going to be
Is it
able to
+5?
attack twice?
Okay,
and not-
+5.
Yeah, let's just go with it.
Yep. You just close range, but you're trying to hit him around a pillar. So
Yeah. 2 19s this time.
for a total,
Well,
or
I'm gonna
that
get
is
some
the
good
total.
rolls. But so the first one I'm stabbing him, and the second one I am cutting the bowstring.
Okay.
Short bow.
19. Now, what's your AC normally, Vostlo?
19.
But you get a +5.
Well, yeah.
So miss.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, no, that's not including my attack bonus.
Oh, well, tell me the totals.
Sorry. That would be 25. 25 and 25
Okay.
altogether.
So both of
Okay.
those hit. You are called shotting the second one, so technically that's another plus. What is a called shot? Is it +4? I think that's how that works.
Something like that, yeah. I don't
Yep.
think he'll get the
So you
bowstring.
won't get the bowstring. Sorry, dude. But you can get the stab the body, but trying to do a called shot around a pillar, it's just not going to work out because it's basically +9 to his AC. So you get one of them.
I don't think it is.
I mean, we could. Oh, wait, are we full rules lawyering this at midnight?
Rules
Are we
lawyering?
doing that?
Well, because I'm
Rule of cool, guys. Come on. Is it rules lawyer time?
Or
Oh.
I could use a plot point.
Oh.
No, it's disadvantage on the called shot attack roll.
Okay, re-roll the second one.
Then re-roll the second one.
It's still a +5 on AC because of cover, though.
So it's what is my attack? It's +6. So 14 plus 6 is 20.
Is 20.
It's a
I
miss.
missed it.
That's a miss, though.
Yeah.
Yep. So, unfortunately, it was a good try, but you do get to stab him once for a D8. Go ahead and roll your D8. And we would like to say hi, all the rules lawyering out there. We see you and we salute you.
So 11.
11 points of damage.
That hurts. He's still alive.
Do you want to use your reaction?
Oh, boy.
Yeah, and he's he uncanny dodge that.
Okay. Yeah. That becomes 5, I think.
So
Yeah.
this raises a question.
Bonus action dash away.
Can't.
I know I can't.
Oh, shit.
Todd,
All right, Isolde, what's up?
This raises a question. Do I now know where he is
I'm going to say you can
from
see
all of
Gex.
this fray?
You see Gex swing at something, a shadowy something. I will give you another perception check to beat. I think it was a 19 stealth, right? Which is not super high for him. And because you're actually being helped by Gex, I'm going to give you advantage. Technically. You know what I mean?
I'm just asking because my whole thing was waiting till I could,
Yeah, I don't want.
until
I want you guys
there
to
was
take your turns.
movement.
So just do
I
a
feel
quick
like he
perception
would
check for me.
move when he gets hit. So let's see here. Why is this not working? Okay, come on.
Hilda,
Me too.
I need you to do an intelligence check.
Okay.
All right, how'd you do on your perception?
Intelligence.
You did 22.
22. Okay.
That'll do it.
22 would do that, and you see, and you raise your hand dangling from Hilda. You see Vostlo, and you start raising your hand, and you hear the dolorous sound begin to build. This almost distant bell sound. And Hilda, how'd you do on your dirty 20 on intelligence check? You haven't spent all that much time with Isolde, but she is about to do something, and you get the impression it's gonna be loud.
Ooh.
Do you want loud? It's up to you.
I mean, at this point, I figure with all of the forging noises in my childhood, I'm already half deaf. We're good.
Well, it's not so much about
The
you.
loud isn't by us, it's by Vostlo and
True,
Gas.
but you get the impression that this is. You hear like a distant, low, dolorous sound begin to build. And it's going to go off pretty loud in just a second. If you want, Hilda, you can do something about that or not. It's up to you.
You can
You
smack
can
my
try to
hand
stop
away.
her, or you can let it go.
My impulsive nature.
Hmm. Let's see.
I'm going to need a
Oh,
decision.
I think I'm going to, I'm just going to let it happen. I'm going to let it happen.
All right, you let it happen.
Chaos reigns.
Chaos reign. And this massive...
Well, and it also depends. how he does on his wisdom save.
Either
It's a
way, it
DC
lets the sound
16.
go. All right, Vostlo, do a DC 16 wisdom, I think, saving throw.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
I thought typically if it didn't meet, then it didn't make the noise.
it goes off, and it's whether he gets bashed around by it or not.
17.
That's
He's fine.
So you don't take the damage as this ringing sound goes out. And the stone behind you cracks. And
Okay.
a little bit in this. And Gex, you're kind of thrown off, and all three dragons suddenly turn their heads and stare down at Vostlo. And Gex standing there, and Vestra, you even hear her say, "Oh right, you're still here." And Tillman's just waiting for this to happen. Okay. Tillman will ask Gex if he knows where Not Rook is. Yo, dude, do you know where Not Rook is?
Right here. You know, at the tip of my blades, man.
Yeah, he tells you, points it out. You can see him. Coming up next is, it is actually, that was Gex's turn, so yeah, it is Tillman's turn. Tillman, okay, what are you gonna do?
Rage.
He would like to rage. Oh yeah. And Tillman just sees red. And I imagine wants to just beat the tar out of can I get you to go ahead and roll your attack, please? Or attacks, I should say, maybe.
That'll hit.
Uh-huh.
Oh, 27 with the halberd? Ooh! Cleaving through the pillar that was just cracked by Isolde's sound and slashing into Vostlo with 14 points of damage.
That'll do it.
Just...
Oh.
And the pillar just... And then Vostlo just bisected just above the waist into two clean pieces, falling in slightly opposite places, just and the blood just pouring in this puddle of blood, and Gex and Tillman just standing there, and the Vostlo is just like, and from his hand falls this crystalline black orb rolling out of his hand, down, actually rolls between Tillman's legs, down the kind of ever so slight tilt of this platform, and stops at the edge. And you can see, these dragons all just standing and staring, taking in what just happened. There's a moment of stillness, and all you hear is Tillman. Yeah, Gex bends down. Yeah.
Bends over, takes a deep breath, sighs it out, picks up the bow, snaps it over his knee, drops it, walks away, takes the pearl out of his pocket, walking away from the dragons, throws it over his shoulder.
Ping, ping, ping. It also rolls along the ground, and the two of them almost coming to rest at the same spot. The white pearl and the darker orb, and the three dragons looking on. And Pilkey turns, and you all get this sudden inhale sound. and you feel the air leaving that area, and you can hear and feel everything just start to get a little more, I don't know. There's just this incredible sharp sensation, this smell of incredible, like everything just heightens and goes sharp, and Pilkey cries out,
I said not to interfere.
and this sharp intake of breath precedes the almost immediate, you know what's coming after this, as Vostlo's form reverts to that dark purple as his body slowly goes limp, and the last thing he sees is Pilkey raising up his head to do a breath weapon attack. I am going to need Gex, you're going to roll 1 initiative.
Can I have a screaming action before he does that?
You already tossed your thing, dude.
I just
That
wanna
was
scream
that
out
was
loud.
your
I just
moment.
wanna yell. I
Gex.
just want to talk.
Okay, Gex, I need you to roll a d20. Vostlo, I'm gonna get you to roll a d20, and Isolde, I'm gonna get you to roll a d. You know what, Tillman, since you're actually, we'll go with the 3 people most likely to die in this. Vostlo's already dead, but Vostlo, Gex, and Tillman, please roll a d20 each, and let me know what you get. You're rolling initiative for the dragons. It's rollies to see who does the what now. And I'm going to say, Gex, you're rolling for Pilkey. And Vostlo, you're rolling for Vestra. And Tillman, you're rolling for the massive brass dragon.
Brass dragon. Funky dragon.
All right. So, is that 13 yours, Carl? All right. 13 for the brass dragon. 14 for Vestra. And what did you do, Steve?
16.
16. Pilkey goes first. Okay. So, in his rage, Pilkey unleashes his breath weapon on the whole area. So everybody in there needs to do a dexterity saving throw. You want 18s.
Oh my.
Do Hilda and I have to do this?
Fortunately, no. It's a 60-foot... Wait, hold on. It's a 60-foot long, 5-foot wide stream. So I'll just
Then
draw
no.
this. 60 feet long.
We wouldn't be within 5 feet long.
Do we get any protection from being behind that stone wall?
I will give you advantage because of being behind the stone wall.
Well, yeah.
I mean, he can
Dexterity
barely
saving
see,
throw.
but he can see because he's got the elevation.
The second roll wasn't as good, so I'll stick with the first one.
There you go.
All right. Carl
Tillman.
got a 19 on his dexterity save. Awesome. How'd you do, Steve?
His dice is there when it matters.
And Steve, you got an 18?
Yeah.
All right, so you
That's
both
not
pass.
bad, that's what he said.
That's good. So you take half damage as this caustic spray melting through the tower, powering through it, and continuing on past and hitting that whole area. Vostlo's body immediately begins to dissolve, and the rest of you are taking half, so that's good. So you're only going to take 27 damage.
And Gex none because he's evasion.
Oh my god! I thought that was the end of Gex. I really did. And he just tucks and rolls out of the way at the very last second. You feel a little shove, Gex.
No, Todd,
as
this is
Tillman-
not what happens.
Okay, sorry, what
Plot
happens?
point.
How do you get out of that?
This is what happens. He picks up the bow, he snaps it on his knee, throws the pearl over his shoulder. The flame comes, and it's like every Hollywood movie. He just walks away from the explosion like nothing matters.
Well, it's acid though, so the same thing except this caustic
okay.
steaming, and it's just like right behind you. It's almost like
so
Rowan
it's green
Atkinson.
instead of orangey flames, but you know.
Yeah, totally.
Just walks away.
All right, just missed you by like that much. Oh, I am gonna say this though. You are wearing assless chaps now because all your gear from the back of you is just dissolved. Everything on your back is just shorn clean off.
I got the bang away.
Yeah, just the back end. Just the back end. All right, Tillman got a little bit hurt there, but there you go. All right, and I think survived 27 points of acid damage. That's good. That's good. Vostlo is no more. And at that point, the two other dragons go, and they turn and yell in both common and draconic. Vestra yells,
Do not harm them, fool! Always impulsive. What are you doing?
and then a quieter voice, still and low. My children, be at peace. And both of them just stop and turn. And Pilka's like, but Dad! And he's like, be at peace. These people come with a purpose. Let us learn what it is. And then you may feed on them, if I deem it so.
Oh, okay.
And then the massive bronze dragon turns and just warps back down into smaller and smaller shapes, just like boom, 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 into the shape, this time of a dragonborn, stepping forward, walking towards you. I'll just delete that for now. I probably shouldn't delete that. It might come back and eat you, so we'll just make that go hidey hide. And up walks this dragonborn and steps forward on the platform and says, same deep resonant voice, and says, I am sorry. My name is Drakal.
Oh.
I have been watching. What makes you so eager to speak with us at great risk, even of your lives? He says as he steps over the still bubbling corpse of Vostlo, almost nothing left. You see the red ring floating on the surface of the caustic goo. The rest of you, I don't know if you can get any closer. Hilda and Isolde dangling from the rock.
I'll jump down.
I will let her, kind of guide her down.
Yep. All right.
Oh, so I get advantage.
Oh yeah, you drop. This is going to be more hand wavy.
19.
You drop, no problem. Hilda scrambles her way down too. And do you join them on the platform, or you just keep your distance?
I feel like
I'll tell you what. Hilda,
she would go toward.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, Isolde would go toward Gex.
Sure. Isolde starts walking.
Okay, why'd
and,
you put the white dragon over me?
Well, as
Hello?
she's wanting to corral and bring closer. And so she leaps into the air, leaving Pilkey kind of sulking where he'd done his caustic spray. And she lands on a tall, one of the few remaining walls in the area, just to the just counterclockwise of where Hilda and you had been dangling a few minutes before. And she perches on it like just this massive bird, the stone giving way a little bit underneath her, and then she looks down. Answer, my father. Why are you here? You're not in order now. You can talk freely if you like.
Yeah. No.
Gex is just sitting down and having a drink of water and a bite out of his backpack.
Just this bare-assed guy hanging out on
that. He's like nothing. He's gone through what he's gone through. I mean, at least the part of his pants that he crapped aren't there anymore.
It's true.
So he's happy.
Oh,
now
Tillman.
He's like, how much time you got? Like, this is a long story. He just takes a drink. We were supposed to. We were supposed to deliver to you.
Than you.
Well,
Your
yeah.
lives are but a blip, a day to us.
Is that why you
Spend
talk
it
so
how you
fondly?
wish.
I'm gonna smack Gex.
Izzle.
That's Bella doing it. Don't smart mouth the dragon.
No, what he really says is we were hired to deliver you an orb that contained a message.
You mean this?
And he motions to the orb. He's standing right between the white pearl where it landed and the black orb, which actually now you look at it and where it was a black orb is now a sheen of kind of reddish, almost like a dark ruby.
The problem is that that's not the orb we were hired to deliver to you. The Mr. Split in Half there was kind of quick with his little sneaky fingers back in Tazvarel. Blocked that out. That's unfortunately not the orb we were supposed to deliver. And as you can see, this entire time, we've been trying to thwart his plan to deliver that to you to somehow, I don't know what the purpose of that was, but it was probably untoward. And it was our intention to thwart his plan, whatever it was. We know where the real orb is. It's back in Tazvarel with the person who was originally a member of our team who this doppelganger impersonated. So, unfortunately, if we're to complete our task, it's going to take a little while.
I see. And what would you
Doppelgangers are
have
annoying.
of me?
I'm gonna look over at what's her name?
Vesra?
Besra, and be like,
She's kind of behind you back there.
I'll just look at her and be like, delivered your message. It didn't go over well. Just saying. But I did follow through. Just want to make note of that.
I loved every minute of it.
I'm sure you did.
Thank you.
But
And you hear
just so you know,
Pilkey
I am
just
true to my
snarl.
word. Like, that needs to go somewhere, that we are true to our word. Honorable. And she does throw out the word honorable.
And you see Vesra incline her head in a half nod, and then look at Pilkey with this smirking, draconic grin. And then Pilkey's just fuming over there. Even his body has like a caustic smell, like as though he's been holding in the next stream. And the massive, and the Dragonborn, no longer massive, but heavy of presence, is standing between these two orbs. And he motions with just a finger. And the two orbs hover up at eye level, shoulder width apart. And he looks at the pearl on one side and the ruby red orb on the other. And Vestra kind of makes this almost whimpering sound for a second, and he glances at her. And then he looks back at Pilkey and says to Vestra,
You won your little game, but you don't get to keep all the toys. What's fair is fair.
and the white pearl goes flying at top speed, almost like it was shot out of a cannon, just over to Pilkey, who catches it in the chest and then kind of recoils and then kind of it's like a salve to his wounded pride as he takes it in his claws and just kind of. And Vestra half snarls back, but gives a begrudging nod. Then the reddish pearl is hovering around in front of Drakal, and you see the eyes go perfect brass color. No, you can't see any pupils or anything as it looks at it, and the pearl begins to shine with red. And there's a moment, it gets brighter and brighter and brighter, and then shines back down with this glint of yellowish energy, and then it's back to its normal self. And Drakal looks at the four of you, the surviving members of the Strange Acquaintances, and gives a nod. And the ruby crumbles into dust. And Drakal nods. Then turns his head towards the acolytes.
Our guests have many questions yet to answer. I require them to stay until I am satisfied that this plot to control me or my kin was indeed that of this fallen doppelganger. But if I get even the slightest hint that you are deceiving me, you will never leave my island again.
So what you're saying is unfiltered honesty. I can speak without a filter.
And I can make sure it's honest.
I'm honest to a fault.
And with the snap of a finger, Hilda creates this familiar bubble
Cone of
around the
honesty.
group, encompassing just barely the dragon, who for a second, when it presses against him, it bubbles around him, and it looks at the little dwarf paladin and the rest of you, and then gives this little nod and chooses,
I will allow it.
and the cone of truth envelops you all. And the camera pans away on this mountaintop, up towards the height of clouds. The two dragons begrudgingly witness the secret king of the dragons of the spines. And the four of you sit down to what will likely be the longest conversation, or the last, that you ever have. And that is where
Depending on
we are going to stop for tonight.
Gex will turn to the other three of them just as they sit down and say, You honor me greatly by sharing my risk and potentially taking a greater risk than I did.
And you all sit
I have
around.
a feeling truths are about to fly.
Truths are about to fly.
All right, so they sit down for the conversation, and that is where we're going to leave the island. We might not even know if they survived. First of all, I know we got left out of the closing thing. Let's say thank you to everybody here, but definitely to Gordon for playing the villain against his better choices. Against his first instinct. You played a heck of a villain, sir, so round of applause.
Great
Nice.
job, Gordon.
Yeah, that wasn't easy, especially because it was kind of forced on you, so I appreciate you being a sport, so thank you so much.
Well, and I just want to say it on stream, because we kept saying this off stream a lot, that we all admired how true to each individual character Gordon was in role-playing. Playing Vostlo, having Vostlo do things that Gordon didn't want to happen to the team, but that was what Vostlo would do, and some created really great plot tension, really great
some really good dialogue
interplay.
back and forth.
So
it was so fun.
It was actually really a joy to watch, so good on you, Gordon.
Yes, so thank you for that. Thanks to everybody though, so many good moments. If your characters survive, they're all level 8 now. It's not that you defeated dragons, but you survived that. I think that was what do you call a cluster when it's involving 3 massive dragons?
We're in a pickle,
It's
is
a
what
pickle.
you're looking for.
Pickle.
A cluster dragon. Cluster dragon.
Or a cluster dragon. I feel like the name of this episode needs to be "We're in a fucking pickle right now."
Actually, speaking of which, we do like to call out to the audience if you have any suggestions for tonight's episode title, but also the players as well. So cluster now with more dragon. Good night, Carl. Sorry you were having internet issues. Thanks, dude. Ye old draconic cluster pickle. I kind of like that, actually. That's pretty good.
Nice. Is that another product that we can peddle out there?
Yeah, it's probably it's a jar of draconic cluster pickles. This episode brought to you by Bix Draconic Cluster Pickles. Specially formulated to fill that hunger in your belly after a long day of battling with foes who seem to be outmatching you at every turn. Only one number on their die. When you've finished with that and you've cut someone in half, sit back and relax with a nice jar of draconic cluster pickles. Favorite of rogue Goliaths everywhere.
We take the finest dragon's egg, we pickle them for 3,000 years.
Wow, wow. Dragging out the cluster, Fook. Yep, alright. I don't know why that's better for me to say Fook. It just is. Alright, well thanks guys. Honestly, I think we might even stop there and never actually find out what happens. At least maybe not till next season. What happens with this group? Because we've answered the question. Like, what happened on the island? And you know that Vostlo didn't succeed? He almost did, but you managed to pull off a persuasion. And you're not free to go because you didn't get that good. But yeah, you have some explaining to do. Is what it is right there. Oh wait, I have a thing for that. But Yeah. You guys are. Yeah, it's
And
gonna be a long
Gordon, I
combo.
can see the relief on his face that he only has to play Rook now.
It's true.
Yeah, that's good.
Real Rook.
Real Rook is gonna play.
Yeah, Real Rook gets to have his revenge next week. And next week we're going to pick up where we left off in Tazrael, so bring a character, and it's going to be a thing as you try to get the real orb back and get a little bit of revenge. But yeah, in the meantime, the people on the spines are... you've been called to the principal's office, and it is going to be a long, awkward conversation trying to explain how that all goes down. So, yeah.
Lucy, I'm home.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh, Ricky, look!
Yeah, so we'll see how that all pans out.
What?
I gotta try and use my my sound effects when I get the chance. Anyway, we can do this on. Yeah, you got some explaining to do. Exactly, Donnie. 100%. And let's just hope their answer is better than this.
Something's happened to my brain. It's all dried up.
And
We
I gotta
don't know
say,
anymore.
I know Carl's not on
I
the
mean,
stream.
that'd be honest.
I know Carl's not on the stream, but that was a pretty epic way to end it.
The Tortle raid.
Vostlo,
Or
They
like,
all just gang up
down.
on Vostlo. Poor Vostlo.
I know. You almost feel bad for
What did
him.
Vostlo ever do to us? Just everything.
You guys? Not much.
He only abducted our friend and
God.
stole his identity.
And try to control my dragons. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
mind control a dragon for nefarious purposes due to his Inquisitor masters. What?
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 Well, you know.
You wouldn't do that?
I mean, come on. Who
We
Who
do
doesn't?
we do have truth on our side. We were not a party to that part. So
Now let's hope the dragon believes you.
I was wrong. I'm sorry. It was all a mistake.
we're in the zone of truth.
Okay, now,
We can't lie if we wanted to.
just because I've always wanted to do this, can I share a screen?
I guess so. Is it safe for work?
Oh yeah.
Don't ask you.
I have to power it up first. The screen requires powering up.
Dude, listen.
Okay, sure. I'm just getting silly with the stream stuff now.
Just give me a number between 300 and 1,000.
727.
Okay, it's gonna take a bit of time. Keep talking.
Who is your daddy and what does he do?
Sorry. Yeah, it's going to be a real long conversation on the island, but I'm glad we can kind of leave it there. And then
Yep.
if we ever want to come back to these characters, maybe we'll say that it actually worked. Ask Tillman how soon he wants to go for a swim in freezing cold water. It's true. It's true. Him and Hilda both just, polar bear dip. Wow.
I mean, I could try it again. I can try it again.
What did you say? 700 and what?
20.
Was it a brisk
27?
swim,
Okay,
Hilda?
27. Okay, I'm
It
almost there.
was, how should I say? It was very brief, and I think I almost died. So,
And Tillman
we're
retracted everything he could into that show.
everything was
Yep.
in there.
Turtlehead.
727. Okay, gotta share. Hopefully that won't go away.
This is what we do after the stream. We're still on the internet, by the way, folks.
Okay, you gotta make sure everyone can see this.
All right. I'm nervous. I apologize in advance, internet. But, I mean, this
See?
is kind of the end of that
Are you
particular
ready?
branch. Let's take a look.
Oh, he had 17 left. Ouch.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
I go at 727.
nice.
Wait. Takes a
It's
while.
happening. Yep. Okay.
Clicked roll. It'll
It's
happen.
loading. It's loading.
It's crashing. It's crashing D&D Beyond.
Oh, no.
It is
You had
crashing
17
D&D
hit points
Beyond.
left. I knew
Yeah.
you were low because you used Stone's Endurance, and I was like, I know you, and I know you were
Yeah.
saving Stone's Endurance for the very last ditch effort to stay alive. So when you broke that out, I was like, oh, he's close.
Well,
He's
that's
real
why
close.
I changed my mind. Oh man, I think I broke D&D Beyond.
Yeah, I'm
I
sorry.
think you did,
Here
dude.
it comes.
Technically, I broke it
Oh.
by saying 727.
Oh my god, it's just crashing. I think 727. No, there it is.
There it is. That is a lot of d20s. Wow.
Come on, guess what the total number is going to be.
Holy shit. 7477. That's it.
7,477. That's about as much experience as you're gonna get from that.
Where it goes.
Nice.
Wow.
All right. Well,
God.
I think we had our title, right?
Yeah.
I think we did, yeah.
I'm going
All
to
right.
put in the chat there.
Yeah.
Pickle
So-
something.
Draconic Cluster pickle. All right. And
Yield.
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 I'm sorry. We're
Yield.
classy around
Draconic Cluster Pickle.
Mhm.
Who came up with that anyway?
It was
With the
a combination of things.
here. It was a combination. It was a group effort
Was it a
to try
combo
to
thing?
murder everybody. I'd like to thank Gordon for helping so much. Anyway, we're gonna cut to the credits. Before I go, I do want to remind people, as soon as I figure out how to turn this on, why is that not working? It's not working.
Not working.
All right, I'll just jump to this. Hi, internet. If this is, if you like what you watch, please don't forget to hit like, follow, subscribe, all that jazz, whatever it is. We play every week or so for the next one more week after this. On Wednesdays for D&D and Thursdays for Shadowrun. Is it tomorrow, Steve, or is it the next week?
No, Shadowrun tomorrow will be the last one
Right.
of this session.
So tomorrow is our last
Yeah.
chance for Shadowrun. So if you want to check that out, it is GM'd by Steve over here, played by several of us. So don't forget to do that. Peace, hugs, and love to you too, Donnie. Thanks for watching. Thanks everybody else for listening. Very much. Lots of fun to share with you, so thanks so much. And we'll see you tomorrow for Shadowrun, and next week for the conclusion of this Strange Acquaintances campaign back in Tazverell.
I got myself. I did make a mage. Or is it a wizard? I made a wizard
Nice.
for
So-
that.
awesome. So we'll have some extra firepower. So we look forward to that, and we'll see you Wednesday. And I hope you like your new place. All right, we'll cut to the credits, and we'll see you later, everybody. Bye-bye.
Internet.